Hello, we are live.
Hello. How is everyone doing? How are you, Kayla?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. This has been quite the week of research and uncovering some crazy, like underscore highlight crazy stuff. This is exciting. I'm like really pumped, honestly, about this one.
I'm excited to hear all about it because I was just saying to you earlier that I have not been able to read much. So this is brand new information to me. But
Yes.
before we get into it, can we explain the Buckingham Palace behind you?
Yes, so I'm in the luxurious living room of Buckingham Palace because I've manifested my future as queen. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I believe in myself, and therefore it will come true. And that is sort of in line with what we're going to talk about today. And if it doesn't come
As long
true,
as you put it in the universe, it's all
yeah.
good.
And if it doesn't come true, I'll just completely lie about it. And every one of my other colleagues in the manifestations like industry or whatever we want to call it, universe, will just blindly follow it because apparently that's what we're all doing it now these days.
Yeah. Do you think the Queen manifested being a queen?
Yeah, I think so. I think when she was born different. So
She did. She like had a very early on manifestation just as she was exiting the womb or something.
yeah, it's one of those gestational manifestations, and it's really important to play the movie The Secret while you're growing in the womb. I think that's the key there. Even though she was born in like what 1916 or something insane like that.
Oh yeah, the secret didn't exist. Oh
Yeah,
damn. She must have had a different secret.
it was still a secret back then.
It was the secret was a secret. It was not out in the open. Wow.
Yeah, we should ask her
So,
one day if we ever get the
oh yeah,
chance.
no. The minute you take the throne, like we're just gonna interview the hell out of her.
Yeah.
We're gonna get all of her secrets.
Yeah. Yeah. And when I take over, I mean, we're going to outlaw the law of attractions just so I can have it as like the only person that can have it in the planet. We're going to outlaw
Yeah,
using
but
it.
she has no power. So,
Oh, she
um,
will. The universe is at her disposal.
yeah. I mean, maybe she could manifest the law of attraction out of existence as she dies, since she is so good while she was getting born.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
that's those are very powerful moments. The only moments when you can actually manifest anything.
I'm
So
going to call it Woman Fest. I'm womanifestationing. That's gonna be my claim to fame. The
it
female
sounds like
version.
it sounds like a virus.
Womanfestation? Yeah. Yeah, that's what men say when they have to go to a board meeting with one or more women on the board. They're like, "Oh, it's a womanfestation."
Like it's so emotional in there. I
They're
want to
like
punch a wall.
crying. Yeah, they cried before. Ew. Blech. Shouldn't be CEO.
Yeah, crying is not acceptable, but I'm gonna punch this wall just to show you I'm not emotional.
Yeah,
Um,
they
yeah,
they can control their emotions so much that they violently push it into the wall. Yeah.
yeah, of course.
Anyways, I'm glad a lot of people are like, we have no idea who this person is. I did not either, to be fair. And it's a funny kind of background story as to how I came across this person. And of course, there's a Rachel Hollis connection, as with everything. There's
Oh,
always a Tony
wow.
connection and a Rachel connection. And in my life, there's always a Rachel connection. So are you ready to dive in? There's
Okay.
a lot to go over. There's a lot. There's like
Okay.
several identities to go through. So I think it's important that we like
Oh, we have
jump
identity.
on in.
Okay. Are we talking dissociative identity disorder or are we talking
You know,
stealing identities from other people
I
type
think
stuff?
I can't say for sure, but no, I don't think it's a medical condition. I believe it's a do whatever it takes to get to the top of the mountain of success. Lie, cheat, steal, whatever you got to
Wake up
do.
at 4 a.m.
Wake up at 4
just to
a.m.,
reach the top of the mountain.
never sleep, lie, come up with fake stories, identities,
Right.
whatever it takes. This woman is determined to make it
Okay.
happen, to follow her dreams. So,
Well,
okay.
she's perfect for what's his name? Gary V's audience, right? Like she hustles.
She's definitely his type, I would say, from what it seems like.
Well, yeah, she does look similar to his current girlfriend.
Yes, they do have a very similar look, I will say. I actually thought for a second at one point in the beginning of this research that it was the same person, but it's not. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about Natasha Graziano, not to be confused with Natasha Grano, which is what her account actually says her name is. Her name is, she's been married twice, from what I know of. She has a different last name that she used at one point, and she has a birth last name. So there's at least 4 last names that we're going to be discussing today in some length. But right now, she officially is Natasha Graziano. And this is her Instagram. As you can see, she's got 10.2 million followers, okay? And to put that into perspective, Gary Vee only has 9.9 million only, you know?
Ooh,
So,
no.
yeah.
Man, he didn't think about his family getting shot in the face enough. Like, what the hell?
He did not manifest. He did not hustle hard enough. Natasha is a harder hustler than Gary Vee is, and she rose to this success much faster, quicker than he did. So he should be embarrassed because these are definitely all real followers. Totally,
Of course.
all real. None of them are bots for sure. Definitely not.
Definitely.
I'm just kidding.
Before we go any further, can I tell you who else has a bunch of last names or
Ooh.
had a bunch of last names over time?
Tell me.
Our beloved Heidi Powell.
Yes, Heidi Lane, Heidi Solomon, Heidi Powell.
Oh, there you go. You know it.
I got them all. Did I hit the bingo?
Well, and Heidi, the future Mrs. Hollis, probably.
Oh, true. Yeah, Hollis in waiting.
Oh, damn! I thought I was giving you like, a
Insider.
big piece of information, and then
Oh, sorry.
here you are, like
Here's a trivia
listing
question.
them.
Yeah, sorry. I know. I have a problem. Do you know what Rachel Hollis's first or birth last name is? Do you know that one?
Somebody told me once, but I think it's escaping me now.
I believe it's Neely. Like
Yeah.
Rachel Neely. That's my
Yeah,
trivia for the
doesn't
day.
So, Rachel Hollis trivia.
I know.
Maybe
Rachel
we should
Hollis
incorporate that into the streams and always have like
always have a quiz going on.
the
I like
Hollis
that.
Co trivia.
Yeah, just a ticker underneath, just constantly with new updates. Okay, but speaking of Rachel, if you remember her iconic, never forget her post about International Women's Month, where she talked about her wonderful toilet cleaner, that viral TikTok, where in the description she talked about all the women who inspire her and that are also unrelatable, right? There's a certain few that she talked about. She said, she said it
Harriet
was
Tubman.
Harriet Tubman, Amelia Earhart, Malala Yousafzai. And so when I saw this, and Marie Curie. So when I saw this, it came across, and I think it was, it was the universe wanted me to see this image because I didn't follow Natasha at the time. And I came across this image and I was like, wow, this reminds me of Rachel Hollis's post because as you see, there's a few of the women, Oprah, Marie Curie, Malala, there's some Amelia Earhart, there's a couple extras, but like super random ones like Mel Robbins, as if she's on the same level as Rosa Parks.
Margaret.
Margaret Thatcher.
I'm not sure that. See, the thing is, when people like tell me that they're inspired by Margaret Thatcher, I'm not sure they know what she's super famous for, because she was hated in Britain. She was just despised as a prime minister.
But she's a woman, so we just forget everything else and we celebrate. Because, if women mess up, it's like, well, as other women, you get bashed for criticizing. I've found that out over time. If you're a woman and you criticize a woman's actions, you hate all women, apparently. Which,
Oh,
I've been
yeah.
accused of.
But surprisingly, Rachel's not on this picture. How's that possible?
I'm
How?
shocked, utterly shocked. But I thought it was funny. Gabby Bernstein's here at the bottom. It was just such a random mix and such a really bad Photoshop. I was like, I'm intrigued. And then I went down the rabbit hole, and here we are making a full episode. So that's how I came across. And of course, right here, the biggest face is Natasha Graziano Jackson.
Okay.
Okay.
Jackson sounds a lot more realistic.
Well, her real last name, her birth name is, I can't even pronounce it because it's, I don't know, I think it's Arabic and it's written, I don't know how to pronounce it, so I'm not even going to try, but there's another last name that is in the mix here. So I'll show it at some point. But this is,
Right.
Her thanking all the Happy Women's Day. And I just thought, what an interesting mix of women she has included here. So that was my first foray into Natasha. So if you were to look at her page, she's got a lot of mutual friends with a lot of the characters that we discuss on this channel and on our channels. There's Gary Vee connections. I talked about Jeff Lerner the other day on my channel because Dave Hollis interviewed him. He's got an interview with Natasha recently. Grant Cardone makes an appearance. Damon John, the guy from Shark Tank, makes an appearance. So a lot of the figures we talk about and are in the vortex of self-help gurus and such, she has rubbed elbows with, I guess you could say.
Like probably metaphorically, right?
Well, no. And I think the reason is, this is my assumption, the reason that she is interacting with these people is because she has 10 million Instagram followers. Now, do I think she has got these followers because she's got some amazing content and she's some sort of super genius? No, I do not. And we will discuss that as we go on.
Yeah, I feel like I would have heard of her if these followers were not, I don't want to say fake, but more like on the robotic side.
On the robotic side, yes, I agree. That's a good way to describe it. We can't make we're not Instagram coders. We can't tell for sure. This is all speculation, but I think I will provide some sufficient evidence that will at least raise a shadow of a doubt that these followers don't actually come from a legitimate source. And just to further prove my point, here's an example of an event that Natasha will be going to in like 3 days in Puerto Rico. And look who's the headliner. Oh, our good friend Gary Vee will be speaking there. So interesting. These are the types of people that are on the same playing field. Natasha is like right up there with these heavy hitters now, giving these inspirational speeches.
Well,
So
I mean, I suppose we did need a fresh new woman in the mix since we've canceled Rachel Hollis. She's gone. Jenna Kutcher, only 1 million, like boring. And we can do better. And and now we are kind of lacking women in the self-help space. We're just gonna leave it all to Marie Forleo.
No, Marie Forleo does not have quite the heart-tugging, heartwarming, inspirational story that Natasha has. And I think that's the reason why, she's really rising the ranks of self-help and spiritualism, and mostly, and we'll also get to this too, she's very into the law of attraction and The Secret. So much so that sometimes if you look at her page and her branding, you can almost not tell the difference. And I'll show you what I mean. Here's her website. This is Meet Natasha. She's a mindset coach, okay? We love mindset coaches. Not really.
I mean, we love having a mindset. Is that the little thing from The Secret, the little stamp thingy?
Yes, that is literally, not literally, instead of an S with that stamp, that's like the wax seal that is synonymous with, The Secret and the branding of The Secret. She's just erased that and put her initials as if she has created this.
More aesthetic.
Yeah, and give me one second, I'll show you, what the original one looks like, because it is quite shocking how similar these two things look. And if you've read The Secret, which I have, unfortunately, then you know, you're very familiar with it. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Actually, the Google image looks better. Hold on. Okay, ready? The Secret.
Yeah.
Natasha. Okay, so she doesn't...
Totally original.
Very original, and we'll see a lot of that throughout. Like, she was inspired by the same source energy, apparently, as Rhonda Byrne. So
maybe we should do a thing on Rhonda Byrne sometime.
Oh,
because their story is insane.
Yes, I think so. The Secret, if you've watched it, they bring in a lot of experts. And she will start to talk to a lot of these experts as time goes on. One of them being Jack Canfield. And actually, okay, maybe I should out myself for a second. Are you ready to see me be outed? I've actually met Jack Canfield. And I have a photo to prove it.
Oh, and, no.
Yeah.
We're canceling ourselves right now, you guys. Like, stay tuned. Start recording this because we might take it down.
I have a folder called Kia with influencers that I'm going to start outing myself because I have guilt. Hold on. I'll show you. It is true. There I am. There's old Jackie Canfield proof. There
are essentially two things that will make you wise: the books you read and the people you meet. Oh my god!
You look so happy, right? Too.
How old are you? You look so small.
Oh, thank you. This was only a couple years ago. So.
Oh wow! Oh, you're not wearing glasses.
No, I only wear glasses when I'm on the computer, but I don't really need them. I'm not. I'm only like semi-blind. And it's only when I'm
Look
like
at
staring.
That huge smile.
Yep.
Oh my god, you were starstruck.
Yeah. So, I can't talk shit about everyone else when here I am. Proof is in the pudding. Canceled. Stamp that. Canceled. No. I mean, he's not great. And I've seen that Heidi Powell's been dealing with him as of late, but he's one of the lesser problematic ones, but he's got a lot of money and he also platforms a lot of these goofballs, so
yeah, that's
canceled.
One of the reasons why I can't stand some of our lesser problematic influencers, but they seem to all be very keen to interact and let others just sell their courses on their podcasts and stuff. So
yes. And how much of that is to blame? I think there is a lot of blame on those people, and like the Lewis Howes, the Tom
Bilyeu.
They can, and even Gary Vee to a point. They can take a step back and say, "Well, I'm not selling this. I'm not doing this. I'm just telling the stories of other people." But wink, wink, nod, nod. They're basically promoting these other people and sometimes getting affiliate links and all that. So I think there is enough blame to go around for these.
Yeah, and I think it's a lot more than just affiliate links. They're like proper affiliates. Apparently, for example, B School, which is Marie Forleo's business school, if you're an affiliate for B School, you get 50%.
Oh, wow.
And the course is $2,000. So you get £1,000 from one sale.
That's how like Tony's is too. I've heard it's the commission's wonderful because the event is $20,000. If you get $10,000 or even $5,000 per person, that's a month's paycheck for a lot of people, including myself. Like more than a month paycheck sometimes. So it's like they have huge financial incentive to promote these unproven courses because they get a cut of it. So we'll talk about that at a future time. I'm sure there's a lot of things to say about I'm just asking questions, like, okay.
No, they're not just asking questions, unfortunately. They're not asking any questions.
No, they're repeating
they're not asking any of the important questions.
No, and we've seen that even on the Skinny Confidential podcast, they didn't ask many useful questions, at least.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see what Natasha claims to do and how she's, just skyrocketed into fame. She's the nation's #1 mindset coach. Who ranks those? Unknown. Just a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you say it, you claim it, it is true. Okay.
This is like the easiest way to get the FTC to fine you for like false advertisement.
I
Put
hope
it on
so.
your website.
I think if this could, I'm telling you, this story, I know I'm hyping it up, but I promise you'll not be disappointed if you watch the whole thing, because it's going to utterly shock you how, we can go point by point by point, and within her own words, she's going to prove that this is all garbage. But yet she's being paid, allegedly, like millions of dollars to speak and stuff, so... Anyways, okay. She's ranked also, so not only the #1 mindset coach in the nation, which I'm assuming the nation is the United States, or Canada. She lives in Canada now, so maybe she's discussing Canada because they don't have any other mindset coaches there. I don't know.
So if I'm not in the States, I can be coached by her?
Oh, you can be coached by her, but I just don't know what nation she's referring to that's ranked her #1.
Yeah. I feel like excluded. I'm like, oh no.
Aw.
I was just needing a mindset coach, and suddenly
Now it's
Natasha
not there.
is like making it all about the USA, and I'm just like, blah.
Well, she's from the UK, I believe, or she's from...
Oh, so maybe it's the #1 mindset coach of the UK.
Maybe. We don't know. She's been to many countries, and like I said, now
Because
she lives
the
in
UK
Canada.
doesn't have that many mindset coaches that I know of. Apparently Molly May is on the rise, but that's a different topic.
Oh, she's better than Molly May.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in so many ways. She's more famous than her, apparently. I don't know how many followers she has on Instagram, but I don't think it's 10 million. Just a hunch.
Yeah, no.
She's the #1 female motivational speaker under 40 in the world. So now we're talking global. She's the #1 female over Mel Robbins, over Rachel, over any other person, female, that has graced us with their presence on this earthly plane. She is the #1. So
I feel like we need to message Rachel and be like, "Hey, have you seen this chick is trying to take your spot?
Yeah.
Like, I know we've trash talked you, but like we can unite. This is not okay."
around this, you can message her because she has blocked me.
Oh yeah, that's true. I forget you're a pariah now.
I'm a pariah against society. Okay, and she's also she's the top female mindset coach by Business Insider. And so Forbes and Business Insider, we've heard of these brands before. They're legitimate sources of information sometimes, but we're going to talk about that too, and how that's all also bullshit as well, and how her current husband has a company that gives those types of rankings out to people willing to pay absorbent amounts of money to get those
Hold on.
rankings.
Is she in Forbes?
Well, sort of, and we'll talk about that too. There's some Forbes
no.
is kind of notorious for, you can have it's almost like the HuffPost in a way now. Like I could be a Forbes writer, you could be a Forbes writer, everyone can be a Forbes writer. You just have to apply. And then there's these companies that have popped up that allow, people to write listicles and articles and put their clients in those spots. And it just so happens her husband is someone who owns a company like that.
Oh.
So trust nobody, trust nothing. That's basically the lesson of this whole.
Don't trust Forbes either, apparently.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed in Forbes right now.
Inc. has also been kind of on the fence with that. There's a lot of sponsored posts that look exactly like regular posts, and you have to kind of have a keen eye and understand the different brandings that they have to understand who's been paid, who pays for articles and who doesn't. So that's fun.
Yeah, I love to see them all fall, all my idols.
Me too. Yeah, me as
Just
well.
adore it. I adore it.
I like when they get to the top and then they crumble down in like
Yeah.
the most public way possible. Okay, so we're going to talk about who is Natasha. This is the most important thing. She's going to say it in her own words on Tom Bilyeu's wife Lisa's show, and we're going to watch that next. But this is just me retelling. This is from her actual website, okay? Uh, who is Natasha? From a homeless, broke, single mom, Natasha transformed her life and is now the best-selling author of The Action Plan. Okay, keep that in mind. Best-selling author, right? A Law of Attraction book, and has another book out March 2022 on the neuroscience behind the law of attraction. Okay, so now she's a neuroscience expert. Natasha's story began as a social media influencer. Natasha has gained huge popularity online promoting top brands and to date has worked with Viome, NordVPN, BetterHelp, shocking, Estee Lauder, Balmain, don't know what that is, and many more leading tech companies, which led her to becoming the #1 social media marketing expert for Instagram in the world. Okay.
The
As-
number one?
Yeah, a #1 social media marketing expert for Instagram in the world.
I think I am number 2 though, so that's okay.
Yeah, I think you're number 0.1, which is actually higher up on the scale of numbers.
Yeah, no, I
technically.
trained her.
Yeah, I think you should make a website immediately and put that
Yeah.
information.
Oh yeah, totally. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be like, I am Natasha Graziano's mentor.
There's no consequences apparently for anything, no actions anymore in the entire world. Everyone's just gone insane. That's how I feel this week, like reading all of this stuff. I'm like, oh my God, there's no sort of rules anymore. Everything's a free for all. Okay, here's more claims. Natasha's knowledge has gained over 1 billion views, and her programs have helped over 1.5 million people transform their lives, making her one of the most respected names in her field online internationally. Okay? Here she is at a, wearing a power suit at the D2D con, whatever the fuck that is. So that looks
Right.
legitimate. Okay, that's just a video, not that exciting.
I have better like shots on stage than her.
Yeah.
And those are from underground cafes where we will use we show our movies or our very amateur made in one weekend home movies. And we have better pictures than that.
And I bet you have better videos than her too, because we'll watch some videos as well where she's, showing off her Instagram authority and how amazing she is at creating content, and it is a sight to see. It is a sight to see.
Yeah. Well, it's something that just struck me that you said. It's like her career began on social media. Yeah, because she's an expert.
She's an expert. She says her career started on social media, but she actually was on a reality show. And apparently no one looks this information up. And I found it pretty quickly. So everyone she's done interviews with apparently doesn't know that Google exists. That she was actually on the UK's version of Big Brother back in 2011 timeframe. She was eliminated first out of the house.
Oh, wow.
But
And then she probably had the website being like, I won.
I was Big Brother. I was the biggest brother of all the brothers.
Because the reason I was thinking about that, because you just read that her career started on social media, and I just found her first post on Instagram from 2018, which is not that long ago. So I'm not sure how somebody can grow to 10 million followers in a few mere 4 years, in which we had a pandemic. And
She has an explanation for that, which is that she bought an account that already had followers. But as we will see, that was also bullshit and a lie.
And if,
I feel
even
pretty
if that
confident in
isn't
saying,
bullshit, that's still pretty bullshit anyway.
yeah,
So not sure
yes,
how that's like a commendable thing. Like,
yeah, I
so I
know.
stole someone's followers, and here I am,
Well, she's
10
smart.
million.
She's like, I'm a genius. I'm a social media genius. I just bought an account and then grew it from there. Very similar to how Gary Vee said he took his father's liquor store business, which was already making $3 million a year, which is insane, and made it into a $60 million business. So he didn't just come up with it on his own. He took an existing business and made it better. That seems to be the key here to all these people's success. However, in this case, it's not even true. So throw
Yeah,
that whole
because
thing out the
that
window.
sounds like absolute bullshit. Imagine
Yeah.
if I took your account and then I'm posting pictures of myself. Everyone would be like, "What did you do with Kayla?
is this?"
Where's Kayla?"
Yeah.
I think everyone would unfollow immediately. Like, I don't know how you can keep your followers while you're posing and you're someone else.
Everyone that I've watched like probably dozens at this point of interviews with her. Everyone that's heard this information from Natasha has been like, wow, I didn't even think of that. That is genius. You are so smart. They're like, wow, that's so great. Didn't do the 1 second check to make sure that what she was saying was accurate.
Right.
Anyways, there's our bestie Grant Cardone, our resident Scientologist and 10xer. He says, love your energy, love your commitment about Natasha. So
The guy has ADHD.
who?
Grant Cardone.
So
So, wait, no, I promise I have a point. I didn't just throw that out.
go on.
Basically, he the reason why he has this 10x thing is because he has so much energy and doctors have prescribed him medication and he has refused. So he has embraced his 10x energy and now put it on all the books and all the, it's everywhere. 10x, right?
Yes. Okay. So he's
Yeah.
got 10 symptoms that he's ignoring. That's what that means. X stands for the symptoms I'm not dealing with on a daily basis. Okay.
Exactly. 10 nights that he doesn't sleep a month.
Okay. That makes sense. So that's Grant Cardone. If you're he's more up on the alpha male self-help influencer side. We usually deal with the alpha female side for the most part. But yeah, she doesn't discriminate. She goes men and women, but mostly men, surprisingly or unsurprisingly. She talks to a lot of the male experts.
Do you see this picture of her like writing on the whiteboard? Sorry. It's
Yeah,
just
that's how
so
people
realistic.
write. That's how people write in the UK.
I can't believe, like, I feel like somebody just like randomly photoshopped her hand into a pen because she clearly has never held a pen in her life. This is how I write. Let me find a pen. I don't have a pen, damn it.
Apparently, there's no
would-
shirts needed. Once you hit a certain level of business acumen, you don't have to wear an undershirt either. You just wear the suit and a bra, and then write like this
No, well, obviously, because that's how you get Grant Cardone to give you
in the interview.
a big push
Yes,
on
exactly.
social media.
It's just funny. I was scrolling up and it says "and genius inside of her," which I was like, okay, that's weird. That's a weird way to say that, but apparently, "inside of" is a industry term because they all say it inside of this course,
wait.
inside of this.
I completely missed that. Genius inside of us.
Great things begin from the inside, and she has greatness and genius inside of her.
Oh,
Great quote. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Jim Quick, whoever you are.
Jim. Oh, Jim is like, yeah. I've seen an interview with him. I don't know what to say. I'm like, yeah. Never mind.
Yeah.
Jim, I don't trust. I guess that's what I can say.
Yeah. Damon John, that's what I was talking about from Shark Tank, says, your voice has so much energy. These seem like quotes that may have been taken a little bit out of context to put on your website to confirm that you are some sort of genius. And look, it's all men. She's apparently a women empowering influencer, and there's a lot of men giving her these compliments, I will
It
say.
sounded like someone would whisper that in a girl's ear, while they're about to kiss, like, your voice has so much energy. And she's like,
Yeah.
okay, take it and put it on the website. Okay,
Yeah.
let's go.
You look nothing like your pictures. Oh, that's good. Yeah. I'm going to put that on there.
Try to hold this pen.
I
Oh,
have
yeah.
pillars to teach.
So much energy inside of you.
Ugh. It looks like she did these two pictures on the same day. She's like moved from one window over here to the other window over here to talk about
And now,
her two
is she
different
showing us
offerings.
the time in that other picture? Or what are we seeing? Because she's got a bracelet, but it's like she's showing us the time.
Oh yeah. Well, no, she's like, I got tricks up my sleeve. That's what that means. She's like showing like, this is my
Wow,
secrets.
this is so cringe beyond belief.
Yes. And this, since we're on this subject, MBS. So she's invented a new meditation, okay, called meditational behavioral synchronicity. So she basically took 3 meaningless words, sort of, and put them together, or meaningful words, and put them together into a meaningless sentence or a meaningless series of
It
words.
sounds like
Sequence.
PBS, but with M. It's like,
It's transforming millions of lives. Okay, here we go. Your transformation to a greater life, which comprises, okay, ancient breathing techniques and meditation and altered states of consciousness, and is rooted in neuroscience. Click below to
Wait.
learn more.
are you telling me the ancients also breathed?
I think so, but they breathe different. They breathe better than us.
They breathe better. Yeah,
Yeah, I hear that a lot.
because
The
they lived until
ancients-
30.
Yeah, the ancients had it figured out. Their diets we follow, their breathing techniques we follow, their hygiene some of these people follow. But, they knew better than us, apparently.
Of course.
Yeah,
Nice.
even though they lived, like you said, till 30. And a lot of these links, I'll test it just to see, but they go to nothing. We'll find out. Okay, this one worked. So this is definitely not a
A law
scam
of
website.
attraction. Yeah. Oh, that looks amazing.
Yeah.
Is that
Here she
her
is.
meditating? Oh, look at that. She's showing us her rings now.
Yeah,
Amazing.
and this is a different name. Oh, she's got a different name on this one. She forgot to update
this is
this from her
the
ex.
divorce
Yeah, this is pre-divorce,
name.
I guess.
Oh.
Now, this is the second explanation of who she is, okay? Gets a little bit deeper into who she is. After a mysterious illness, I love mysterious illnesses. And then this one, she says she was nearly homeless. Sometimes she says she was homeless, and I think on the first page she said she was homeless. So is it nearly, or is it you were homeless? Let's suss that out at some point. But after a mysterious illness, nearly becoming homeless, I only had one way to go: to heal myself. Out of that place, my worst place, I created my MBS method. I went on a mission to not only tap into my full human potential, but to allow others to tap into theirs. In the first year of my comeback, I went from broke to making my first million. From feeling unnoticed and unworthy to having 1 million plus followers on Instagram. I'm the best-selling author of the book, The Action Plan, which teaches you how to implement the law of attraction into your life. Yes,
But
I won.
Natasha, I'm sorry to interrupt, Kila,
No,
but
you're
Natasha,
good.
you have 10 million plus
Yeah.
followers. You made a
Yes.
mistake.
And in this picture, it's got 6.9 million. So she's really jumped very quickly. Let's see how much. And okay, so I want to download this, right? I really need to know what this meditation's all about. So I'm going to download it, right? Okay. I'm submitting.
Oh my God, you're gonna get so many
Uh-oh.
viruses.
Error, can't download. I guess the universe doesn't deem me worthy. The account
so-
isn't active, so,
Oh, so there's no MBS?
It's actually just BS. There's no M. The M has been eliminated because there is no account. The account isn't active. So
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. So
What am I
we're
to
never
do?
gonna find out what the ancients breathed like.
no, she did do a free example on her podcast, and maybe if we get to it, we can return. Oh God, we can listen to it. But yeah, so that
She has also pillars. Oh,
yeah. So fun. I think the pillars, if I'm not mistaken, take you to what I was just on. Oh wait, no. Okay. Oh, this is different. I haven't seen this one yet. Okay. So this is 5 pillars to attract your goals faster. All right. You want to hear from her? We haven't heard from her yet.
Yeah, let's hear her.
Let's just hear her voice.
I'm so excited for you to experience my 5 pillars of achieving your goals faster. In these 5 pillars, you get the most epic video content, usually valued at $500. But today it's free for you. It's free right now. I have made this available for you to do anytime, on demand, 5 incredible modules at your fingertips. You're gonna learn 1, getting clarity of your vision. Pillar 2, removing the blockages and all the self-limiting beliefs. Pillar 3, replacing the old self-limiting beliefs with a new positive belief. Pillar 4, expanding your vision. Pillar 5, taking inspired action. I cannot wait to hear what you think of it. Hit that link below and get yourself involved. Get a pen and paper ready and indulge in how to attract your goals faster.
I'm ready. Pen and
5
paper.
pillars. Did you guys get that? It was 5. It wasn't 4. It wasn't 3. It was 5, 5, 5.
555. Call me now at 1-800-555. Okay.
Call me now sounds like such a, different kind of industry.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say we might be talking about that at some point. Let's see if this one works. I want to attract my goals faster. I do. Oh, I gotta give my information. I don't want to give that. Can I skip it? Let's see.
Oh no, you have to.
I guess not. Okay,
Yes,
we'll never know.
Life.
Sorry, everybody.
We don't want more in life, thank you, though.
I guess the universe doesn't want me to. And then the Instagram mini course, which is like a la, Jenna Kutcher's of the world. I don't know if this one, I think this one takes you to the meditation class. Let's just double check that. Yeah. So there is no Instagram course. It just refocuses you to the meditation class.
Okay.
So yeah.
Well, that's
Instagram.
Okay. So how? So yeah. Why are they on the website then?
Good question. Now, I mentioned this too, that she's got a podcast, right? And of course, if she's got a podcast, it's got to be the #1 podcast in the world, right?
Of course.
Okay, let's look at the podcast for a second. Natasha is the host of the Law of Attraction podcast, which has gained over 100 million views to date. I don't know how you view it. Maybe that's the caveat. People have viewed it and not listened. But okay.
Is it on YouTube?
She has a YouTube, and I'll bring that up in a second too. But that's separate. And she has over 1 million subs. Yet her videos, You'll see the number of views, which is lower than ours. So shockingly,
it can't be lower. You can't go lower than my views.
Oh no, it can.
Yeah.
And it does.
Damn it.
Okay.
I thought it was safe because you can't go lower than that, but
nope. She's proven the unprovable. Okay, here's her podcast. Okay, I clicked on that. Episodes. Okay, here's her latest episode. Okay.
I love these super lovely thumbnails.
Yeah, this is on his. So that's not even hers. Okay, hold on. Let me bring up the podcast on my
Do you see the color correction on that? That was wonderful.
Podcast. Yes. Let's look it up on Apple Podcasts. How many reviews would you imagine a 100 million viewed podcast would have?
Let's be just modest here, because I feel like we need to.
Yeah. How much
let's
would you
say
predict?
100.
100 or 100,000?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
100 million people listen. How many think people review?
Wait, 100 million people listen?
That's what she claims.
100 million?
Yes.
100
million views. No, 100 million.
Oh, well, in that case.
I was like, you're aiming very low.
Okay, let's go for 1 million reviews.
Okay, that sounds, still low, but I think
Let's go for 500,000. Let's
Okay.
be still
Okay.
modest.
Okay, it's loading. My Apple Podcast is loading slowly for some reason. But as it pulls up, yeah, I think that's about right. Like you said, 100,000, 500,000, something along those lines.
Since it's so viewed, I'm assuming
Yeah, it's
people would be like, oh my God, this is amazing. Pretty much like, sharing it everywhere, sharing it like on the Reddit, sharing it on the Facebook.
yes,
on
everywhere.
The,
I'm gonna have to reset
yeah.
this podcast thing. Sorry.
What else can you share stuff like on WhatsApp? I'm
Everywhere.
assuming-
I mean, these are secrets that have been kept for so long from the ancient civilizations that you think that people would want to do.
And
it.
I'm assuming Perez Hilton is on it already. Like,
Oh no. I think she gave me a virus because my computer is literally like
I told you
shutting
that's a
down.
creep.
Oh my god.
I knew it.
Oh, okay. All right. Let me pull up. It's literally like I can't click on anything on my internet. It's just like loading. Oh,
Just like
no.
force quit everything.
Oh my god, I have everything pulled up. Okay. Dang it, Natasha.
Natasha is okay. Well, so you couldn't get the 5 pillars, you couldn't get the Instagram course,
Yeah.
but you did get a virus.
I did get a virus. I did get something.
Okay. Well, at least you guys, you should be grateful. The universe has you asked and the universe provided.
Is it because I'm doubting her excellency?
Oh my God, the law of attraction has figured you out. They know that you're like not onto it.
Oh my god. Okay. I don't know what to do.
You
Okay,
guys, can
I'm
we
force
like
quitting.
manifest? Let's manifest for Kayla. Let's manifest that the laptop or the computer
Okay.
works again.
Okay, we're gonna start over. We're starting fresh. The universe is rebirthing me, okay, everybody? We're gonna start over.
Okay. Just like let's
Positive
tap
vibes
into that
only.
ancient spirituality, ancient methods of pillars and stuff of breathing.
Okay, I'm not gonna
Let's
restore
just
the pages. I'm just
pray
gonna...
to the ancient pillars right now.
Yeah. Okay. Should I try to open the podcast again? God. I'm nervous now. Sorry, Gwen. Thank you for hanging out.
I don't think we should try to.
Okay, forget
go
it.
that
I'll
again.
just tell you. You have to just look it up yourself. Believe me that it was like she has 16 views, okay? Or 16, not 16,000, not 1,000, 100,000, 60. 16 reviews on her podcast that she claims has
16 reviews?
Yes, that she claims has 100 million downloads or whatever.
Okay, let's have a look at her YouTube channel.
Yes, let's do that. Okay, that sounds good. All right.
I don't like this 16 number for like 100 million views.
It seems a
On
little sus.
Although views on podcasts sounds a bit like the wrong word to
verbiage.
use.
So you could maybe get out of
Normally-
it legally. Like, well, 100 million people may have come across it at some point.
Yeah, but maybe people who do podcasts, they know that they're called downloads.
You
not
would
views.
imagine. You would think. Yeah.
No, I'm sure she knows. She can't,
Okay.
She has 16 downloads and over 100 million views on the podcast. That's fine.
Yes.
So, you guys, I have on my channel 200 million
Subs.
Yeah. The subs, they're just a bit skeptical, so they're not clicking the button.
They're
But
viewing
if they
it.
did, I would be like bigger than Mr. Beast.
Yeah, I think he's got probably about the same credentials or at least the same numbers as Natasha does. And it's shocking.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Here's her YouTube.
I just heard like a noise, like your laptop crashing. Or
I
something.
know. I'm actually scared, but I'm gonna just hope for the best here. Okay, here it is. She's got 1.13 million, right? And she's verified, which I find confusing.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, so 1.1 million, that's like a pretty established YouTuber, I would imagine. For context, I have on Kia's World 10,000. I think, yeah, 10,000. You have what, 12,000, 13,000? on yours?
11. No,
11,000?
You're giving me too much credit here.
11 million, is it? I can't remember.
Yeah, 11 million hundred.
So, you know, she's not quite Mr. Beast level with 1 million, but 1 million takes a while, and it's, you know, you get the plaque and all that. So pretty successful. Just a guess, and maybe this is going to set me up to have my computer crash again. Yeah, here goes the force quit. Okay, finally. How many views do you think her most viewed video has?
Well, she had 16 on the podcast. So let's say 20?
20 million? Okay. The top one is
20.0.
19,000 is her top most popular video with 1.13 million subs.
It doesn't add up. The maths doesn't math.
And again, for context, like I have 10,000 subs. My top video has 150,000 views. Yours has what? You have some videos that have 400,000 views, right?
Do I?
I think so.
I'll tell you. I have my top viewed would be my video about creep show art when she returned. And I think, hold on, I think that's the one. Yeah, that's the one. It's 239,000 views, and I have 11,000 subs. So
something's gone awry. Basically, the engagement does not match the subs.
It's not a big number.
Minuscule, and
like I've had like at least 20 videos that have more than that.
Yes, agreed. So suspect. This is just the small, you know, okay,
this is so
part of the
annoying,
roadmap
by the
there.
way. If I can just like have a little rant.
Please.
Because these people make it so hard for small YouTubers because unfortunately these numbers on like subs and stuff, I mean, I don't think they work as much anymore, but they still kind of work sometimes. And like they get sponsors and stuff or whatever, and they're gonna get away with posting a picture or whatever. And in the meantime, we're like trying super hard. And I got like a sponsorship offer recently that was like, we're not gonna pay you anything, but
God.
And I was
Thanks.
like, no, thank you. And in the meantime, Natasha she looks so different in this.
Yeah.
Sorry. In the meantime, she's probably getting sponsors and stuff, you know, because 10 million on Instagram, 1 million on YouTube. I can see a few people falling for that, you know?
A lot of people fall for it, and I think, ironically, it's the other self-help influencers who don't take the time to look into anything at all. They go, oh, you have 10 million subscribers? Cool, come on my show. Let's talk. Let's do a podcast together. And that's how, and then because it's like, oh, you were with Grant Cardone? Okay, oops. What the heck? Okay, hold on. My whole I'm telling you.
It's the ghosts from Natasha's ancient thinking, breathing techniques.
I'm scared. I'm scared, everybody.
They have penetrated your computer.
Oh, Lord.
They want to get into Buckingham Palace, but they somehow made it to ECAM.
It's the queen. She's after me. I knew it.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to watch a video now. Yeah, maybe that was the alert. That was her telling us she's become a ghost now. Okay, you may be familiar. I'm sure you are, Cam. I know you are, Cam. Who this interviewer, this is impact theory, right?
Yeah.
But it's impact theory for women because they put pink pillows on the couch, and it's Tom's wife that does this one.
The pink pillows just make it so, you know, woman empowerment, suffragette kind of vibes, you know, like it's all about lifting women up. I know Lisa Bilio very much. She's lovely with quotation marks. But why does Natasha look so different in that shot than she does on her Instagram?
Well, I think filters have something to do with it, but I also will say she's openly admitted that she's had 2 nose jobs and she's had a boob job. So I don't know what point pictures were taken versus what they're not, but
But they made her
part of
look
it.
worse for some reason.
And for context, this was posted in 2021 December, so last year. So this is a year ago. Some of those pictures might be old, and maybe sometimes when you do too much plastic surgery, I'm not saying that's what she did, but sometimes I feel like you look worse over time. So maybe that's
Yeah,
what's happening.
I just have a feeling that those pictures are not the most real.
Yeah, and I think maybe some Photoshop is to blame. But okay, this is very important. This is the second most important video we're going to watch today, and then we're going to watch the most important video after this, and I think you're going to find exactly why this whole story is trash. Because basically it's two accounts of how she rose to her celebrity status. One, when she's going to describe now, is that she was homeless, had a chronic illness, and she went to thrift stores and took pictures in clothing and started an Instagram and basically became famous that way because she's so gorgeous and beautiful that no one believed that she was homeless and that she was like, so scrappy and smart to become successful this way. But then she also bought an Instagram with followers. That's also part of her genius plan. The other one I think is the much more close to the truth, which was she was married, lived in a huge house, had a shopping addiction, wanted to be famous, had already had success with Big Brother, or not success, but was semi-famous from that, and decided to make an Instagram. So we're gonna see the two, in her own telling, the two different accounts. So here we go. And I also want to point out that Lisa, I'm sorry, Lisa, I don't really care about you, but I don't think you're a good interviewer. She literally does not ask any sort of meaningful questions at all. Okay.
That's not what she's there for.
I know. She's there to promote and to go, yes, queen. Yes.
Yes, you go.
Yeah, but brings out no meaning into the entire
Just
conversation.
bring the audience to my conference and you're fine.
Yeah. That's what we'll see.
Identity is a direct reflection of your inner self-beliefs. Who do you believe you're worthy of being?
She talks like that the whole time, and she screams as well.
Natasha, welcome to Women of Impact.
Thank you so much for having me, babe. I'm so excited to be here.
Holy smokes, girl, your story is freaking incredible. And so where I want to start actually is taking us back 5 years ago, where you found yourself almost homeless, you had an autoimmune disease, you got a young baby, and you literally don't have a penny to your name. 5 years later, you are where you are now. You've got over 7 million followers on Instagram. You're like one of the top freaking motivational speakers in the world. You're just doing incredible stuff. 5 years, from one to the other. What the hell did you do to get your mindset right in order for you to overcome this, get out of the hole you were in, and then achieve the incredible things that you've achieved?
Girl, love you. It was a journey. I mean, fuck, being stuck with nothing, but then having an illness is where you really realize you have nothing. When you have an illness, and you'll understand parts of this now, when you don't have your health, you have nothing. And what you have to recognize is when you're in that place, if you can fix yourself, then you are able to show up in the world as the most amazing person. But if you do not fix yourself first, you can't overpour out onto others, right? If your glass is half empty, or you see it as half empty, then you have nothing to go and pour out onto others. And so I was in a dark place, and every day I was listening to podcasts, I was reading books. I read over 1,000 self-development books from Napoleon Hill, Joseph Murphy, Wallace D. Wattles.
She read over 1,000. I don't think there's 1,000 self-help books in existence.
She poured into them.
She read them on the streets of London, apparently.
Yeah. No, she definitely poured a lot.
Yeah, a lot of these
poured
same,
into
we've heard these a million times. You can't pour into others until you fill your own cup. It's like, we got it. This is like it's a trope that we've heard a million times.
I'm a river. I'm pouring into you.
And she said nothing so far. I just want to confirm that. She has said nothing of value thus far in the interview. We're almost 2 minutes in. It's been nothing. Okay.
Yeah.
And what
so
illness
guys,
does she have? We don't know. We'll never know, apparently.
um, it's a small little detail you don't need to know. So, but Kayla can to our audience briefly. I'm pouring into you guys.
You're pouring into us. I'm pouring this into my gullet.
Yes.
I can't perform until I've poured that into my mouth. Okay. You ready?
Yeah. So far.
Oop. You gotta plug yourself in, Cam. You've gone blurry and you've gone mute.
Oh, damn it. Freaking. Oh, okay.
It was doing well
Never
for
mind.
the first half.
So it's just. Yeah. I was just saying that she so far has said that if you don't have your health, you don't have anything. So I guess so wise. Hashtag Tony Robbins who? Like, this is Natasha Grano or Graziano.
Yeah, I guess Grano at this point. She hadn't gotten married to the new guy yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, so wise,
Yeah,
so
okay.
sage, genius level. Okay.
I was reading and reading and reading. But when I was bedbound thinking, I'm just not going to heal from this, this is like, it's taken over my body, it's taken over my mind. And I realized, actually, no. The one thing I do have is my mind. Stick me in a jungle and I'll come out wearing a suit. And you know what I'm going to do? I am going to focus on that flicker of light every single day. And I started focusing on this little bit of light. And what do I mean by light? I just mean a moment of happiness where you just, for a minute in your life, you just feel good, right? Every day, even if it's only 1 minute or 2 minutes or 3 minutes or 4 minutes, you have a moment in that depression where you feel good. And I would focus on that light and I would focus, and that light eventually started to expand. And I remember this one day, my parents, my mum was getting married to a new partner, and I was going to be a
She
bridesmaid.
speaks so fast.
And she flew me.
Oh yeah, it gets worse over time. She starts to get louder and louder.
Did they do like lines in the back or something? What's going on here?
She's just inspired by her own story, you know?
Oh my god, she's so passionate about
so
this
passionate.
this ancient sage breathing thing. Okay.
Yeah, she was bedbound, okay, by an undisclosed illness, okay, but she
But
was
she
also
had her
homeless.
mind.
But she had her mind, yeah. So that's where we're at so far. And here's the pink pillow from the women's.
Does she mean the way she
So-
says homeless? Does she mean the way, let's say, Kim Kardashian would be homeless if she was to like move briefly for like a week to somewhere else and be like, oh my god, I'm living in a hotel, I'm homeless. I mean, like a 5-star resort with Michelin star, like chefs and whatever. But I'm so homeless. I just.
She says that I have to find where she says it, but she says she lived from bins, which I believe in England means trash cans. So that's how homeless she says she was, living in trash cans, eating from the trash. And she also stayed at a hostel. That's like her kind of homeless. Like she stayed in a dormitory with her son. That's how homeless she says she was in this case. And I believe she talks about it in this one. So.
Okay.
Because of course Lisa is not gonna let this fly. She's gonna want the details. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
She doesn't care at all.
I went to South Africa with my other sisters, and they were all fine, and I was struggling. And when I got there, I was 10 minutes off. My makeup had just been done. 10 minutes off going down the aisle with my mum as her maid of honor. And I'm standing in the mirror crying. I mean, I feel so bad for the makeup artist, let alone the rest of it. But I was streaming down my face, and I just looked in the mirror. And I started listening to Denzel Washington, and he was playing in the background. It was the most amazing motivational speech, which now I have motivational speeches like this. And I was listening to it, and I was like, this is only temporary. I was like hearing this word, like this is what you're going through is only temporary. And I started preaching life over myself in the mirror. I was like, this is only temporary. You are not gonna be here forever. This is not your destiny. And I was like preaching this life over myself. I was like, this is not you.
At
And I
Lisa's
realized
face.
pain hits you, whether it's physical, emotional, mental, or spiritual, to say, honey, you are going in the wrong direction. Pivot and U-turn. And I did. And in that moment, I started to think, what can I do? So I would practice meditation. And then I realized, where did I learn breathing? Once I learned how to breathe, and I was told breathing can heal you or it can kill you. And so I'm starting to do the breathing exercise and then
kill
I
you?
start to meditate.
What? Breathing? Not breathing?
She started to breathe suddenly at the age of I don't know what.
26. She's 20. Well, no. And in 2018, she was 28. So she would be, what, 32 now? And this was in 2021, so she's like 30 here, I think.
Wow. So she just pivoted and U-turned and started breathing. Just, just wow.
So
I'm so motivated right now. I'm gonna pivot to the fridge to get a juice. You guys should wait for me. I'm about to pivot and U-turn. Just give me 1 second.
pivot U-turn, you'll end up right back where you were right there. Okay, just to recap, so she was homeless, bedbound by a debilitating illness. She was crying and upset at her mother's wedding, and then she learned how to breathe and meditate, and then she U-turned, pivoted, and ended up successful. But we're gonna get to that part. Okay, we're gonna keep going.
And then I would start to visualize where I wanted to be and visualize my body healthy. Now the crazy thing that happened was that formulated into my MBS method, which has now been taught to millions of people over the world and helped hundreds of thousands of people in the same way as me heal in many different ways. So I created this method, and because it healed me, within 6 months I was off the medication. Within
Which medication? We
about
don't know.
menos 12 months, I'd gone from broke to making my first million
Spanish.
back.
So she went from broke to $1 million in a year. She went from a bedbound homeless person to healed, not needing medication in 6 months. Amazing. From
She
breathing.
sounds like she would get along with Joe Dispenza.
Yeah, I think you'll see.
He also 12 weeks he healed his own spine from a near-death accident in the hospital because the doctors were keeping him there to heal himself. So basically, she sounds like she would have a lot. Natasha, if you're listening, I know you probably don't read comments and listen to anything, just like our
The haters.
lovely favorite, the haters. But if you're listening, you should get in touch with Joe Dispenza. Man, you guys would just hit it off right away. Like he and you would like run the world together. I swear to God.
They could heal everyone with their powers.
And if you could meditate in a certain way so that he grows some hair, because he could heal his own spine, but the hair never came back. Still kind of bald. So that would be highly appreciated because we have to watch him for research. So it's like sucks.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about Dispenza at some point because he's something else. He's been getting worse lately. I've heard him make some insane claims as of late. So.
You could be the Natasha. You could be the Mary Magdalene to his Jesus.
Yes.
You know.
That's a good point. Mary Magdalene, I was watching this kind of smaller influencer who claims that she channels Mary Magdalene. It's funny that you brought that up. Because she's like, her whole course is about what Mary Magdalene taught her. So that apparently is like a thing now people do.
Oh my God! I was just saying that out of nowhere.
Oh no, I thought you knew that's like a real thing.
Wow, I can't believe how close. So you can see, I'm starting to learn their methods, guys. In like 6 months, if I manifest correctly, I'm also gonna have like 100 million thousand viewers.
You're right there. You're right on the cusp of millionaire
I already
success.
know their strategies. I can just like copy paste into my own Instagram.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
You can hire her husband. He'll give you the fake followers. I mean, real followers. Totally.
Oh yeah, no, totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he would also give me more. Just that.
Oh yeah. She's not the favorite. You'd be. For sure.
Yeah, of course. I would also be his mentor.
Yeah. You could just mentor all the mentors. Anyways, okay. Back to homeless girl, illness girl. Okay, ready?
I brought myself back to life going on to where I am now. So I used my MBS method by understanding 80% of it's in the mindset, 20% of it's in the action. We control our thoughts. We control our physiology. We control our biochemistry. If you can learn how to change that at a DNA level, that's what my MBS method essentially does, because it's a combination of ancient breathing exercise and modern day neuroscience combined. If you can do that, girl, you can do anything. It doesn't just work for me, it works for you, for him, for her, for everyone. And I promised to go on into the world and give that message to everyone and share my MBS method. I made that agreement with the world. I said, I promise if you show me how to heal now, forevermore, every day I wake up, I will make it my mission to give this healing method in any way in your life, not just healing physically, in any way in your life, to the world.
Okay, we got an ad, so forget this guy. So, she's so giving that you just have to give, all you have to give is your entire network on your computer, a virus, and then she'll give you this healing method that apparently came from some sort of alternate universe.
No, but I promise that she can definitely get that healing method to you for free as a virus into your computer. She just, if you don't, if you think really hard, the virus will not do anything to the computer though. So you just manifest the computer being healthy and it will stay healthy. The problem is, or no, the saving method is you can probably pay her and then she will just give it to you like directly. And then you don't have to download the virus into your computer. So it's kind of genius that she does this. First, like, ruins your computer, and then you have to find another way to get in touch with her and to pay her a lot of money to get the BS method.
I like it. Yeah, the BS method. That's what we're gonna call it. BS. BS method. That's my method.
Yeah. And somebody is asking,
Yes.
No Name is asking, No Name, I want to know your name. This
What's
is
your
intriguing.
name?
They're asking, is Camilla happy or horrified? I am both at this moment. I am horrified with Natasha and very happy to be on the stream. Cheers!
Oh, cheers! Let's write that down.
Manifest being on the stream every day.
Yes, we'll have a daily. God, I can't imagine having a daily stream. That would be crazy.
That would be a lot.
One day. Okay, we're gonna see what Lisa has to say about this wonderful
By the way,
explanation.
can I just like make a small comment about Lisa?
Yes,
because she
please.
looked like horrified. like this girl was screaming at her, was like talking slowly. Like she was. So Lisa is horrified, but I'm assuming the sound guy is like, fucking hell. I set it up at like level normal. And then you're just constantly ruining my sound. The guy is like about to quit his job. It's like, fuck this shit.
It gets worse too. She's when she has to answer something, instead of answering it, she just like screams louder to confuse you, I think is the.
Oh, that's a very Tony Robbins thing to do.
Yes.
Whenever you have people with mental health issues, just scream at them.
Scream at them
You know?
louder than they are able to
They will-
comprehend. Yeah.
They will immediately get healed.
That's the
Just
key.
for long enough to get away from you.
Yes, by the time the conference is over, you are back to not being healed, but forget about it. Doesn't matter. In the moment, you felt good.
As long as you can escape, you're fine.
You're good. Yes, agreed. Okay, so Lisa's going to ask a really important follow-up. Ready?
Yeah.
Woo, God, that was so fire. It's so amazing and so freaking impactful. As you, like, I've also had health issues, and that was something that really like sparked me to make a change. But take me back to those moments where you're not feeling great. You know, you've got this immune disease, you don't have money, you've got this newborn, you're getting a divorce, like so much is hitting the plate. A lot of people don't even believe they're worth it to put on the Denzel Washington motivational music or the song.
Yeah.
People don't even think sometimes they're worth it to make that first step. So I'm always trying to figure out, how do you get that person to actually realize? How did you realize? No, your life is freaking worth it, girl. Your life is worth making the choice to say, this is on me and now I'm gonna make a change.
So I just said, if I give up now, I've lost my full sparkle. If I give up now, I've lost it, it's never gonna come back. But hey, check this out. What if I just try to get it back? There is a chance that I may go on and get it back and then go out and do something great in the world. If I give up now, do you know who misses out? My son misses out on a mom. My mom misses out on someone to be there for her. My dad, my sisters, my brother, my friends. I've got to wake up and say, no, today is a new day. And you know what? I've woken up today, someone else didn't. Yes, I haven't woken up in my best way. Yes, I'm freaking shaking, but if you focus on pain, you will attract more pain. You know, I coach the law of attraction. If you focus on something negative, there's a part in your brain, I'm going to geek out on neuroscience.
I love the neuroscience. Throw it at me, girl.
Okay.
I love that shit.
Oh my
If you
God,
focus on
throw it
negativity,
at me.
if you focus on, I am.
They all say this. They all
Throw the
say.
science at me.
I love quantum physics. I'm such a quantum physics nerd. Oh, I love neuroscience. Oh, throw it on me. I am so good at neuroscience. Shut up. You know
I
you're
want to
not.
bathe in neuroscience.
I want to take a shower in neuroscience. I love it so
Okay.
much.
So far we have understood the law of attraction, you guys, is very hard.
Yes.
You always need
But
a
also
very
easy.
expensive coach. It's, I know it sounds simple, like just think and then you will attract the thing, but you can't do it unless you're paying 10 grand for a coach. Like it's just, it sounds simple, but you're doing it wrong because it's too simple, almost.
You haven't believed enough, and to believe in it enough, you must hire me
need
to do it for you.
Pay money, just money. Money helps with the belief thing.
Yeah.
A lot. When you take it out of your account and put it into someone else's, then you believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed. Okay. We're not going to watch too much more of this because it's basically the same thing over and over again. But I want to get to the part where she talks about like how she did her Instagram. And I think it's coming up fairly shortly. So let me make sure.
Give something negative, all of a sudden everything around me seems really shit. So if I change my belief process at a core level, which is what my MBS method helps people to do, and I say,
Almost
no,
there.
I'm worthy of healing, I'm worthy of abundance, I'm worthy of being the woman or the man or the whoever I want to be, and whatever I want to be, that's okay. You will then attract people around you and opportunities and events, and everything around you will align for your new belief system. It's the craziest thing. People come to my clients and they're like,
I'm a big fan.
Come on, Lisa. Give me a non-ad. Hold on. Let's skip. Skip. Okay.
so I never thought that I would meet love. I've never met the love of my life. And I'm like, so try this out. And I do a method. We do 3 years of therapy. And
Okay.
love, joy, compassion,
Skipping.
excitement. You will it with different eyes.
Okay.
That's it. It is
Whatever.
about seeing it with different eyes.
I love that so much. And like one of your quotes is, I think it's something like negativity and positivity take the same amount of energy.
They do. They're, positive and negativity, they both have frequencies and they're both exactly the same. So whether you have a super positive or super negative thought, you are translating that to the universe through feeling. So if I'm thinking, oh no, I'm gonna fucking fall down that hole in the road today, I'm gonna fall in that hole in the road, yeah? If I'm thinking something really positive, like I'm gonna fly today, I'm gonna get through the traffic and I'm gonna arrive at work on time and I'm gonna have the most amazing day, you're gonna have an amazing day. Whatever is top heavy, whether it's the super positive or the super negative, that's what's gonna happen.
I love that. And then talk to me about how that then echoes not just into your own day, but into the people that you meet. This was so fun. I love this.
Yeah, I love how you touched on my favorite thing. Do you know, okay, so I'll describe it in my candle effect.
So fire.
You have
It's so fire. Basically, it's like, okay, her candle is like, if you are nice, other people will be nice to others, like paying it forward. That's her candle effect. Now, I'm so sorry. I like recorded all of this, and then I had the timestamps, but I want to have her talk about her homelessness again. But maybe that was it. Maybe she's done talking about homelessness. Because it's important, because we're going to listen to another interview where she does not say that she was ever homeless. And it's very jarring to hear her talk about both. But maybe do we get it? Do we get the hint that she said that she was homeless and had a debilitating illness? Do you want to move on?
Yeah.
Okay, we get the point
Yeah,
of that.
definitely. Like we got the point, and
Okay.
she healed herself. Like
Okay.
clearly.
Okay.
I failed, you guys. I might potentially have the opposite of what she had. Because
Allegedly.
in allegedly she might have had hyperthyroidism, and I might have hypothyroidism, which is too little. She had too much. So if that's true at all, but anyway, and
You never know. Yeah.
I just failed. I didn't think about it enough to heal it. I tried really hard.
Sorry. Yes, you didn't try
Didn't
hard
work.
enough.
Taxi show.
Oh, sorry. Keep going. I'm just gonna get to the part. So that was 2021 that we just watched with Lisa. This is from 2018. Okay, so not that much before, but it's a similar looking Natasha, I would think, totally different sounding, and it'll be self-evident once we start. So this person apparently is some sort of celebrity in the UK with makeup. Never heard of her.
No,
Cam
me
never
neither.
heard of her, but she had a Facebook show where she would put people in a cab and then ask them questions and do little games with them. So she brought Natasha on, and I think this version of Natasha is much more probably accurate than the one we just saw, where it was like, you know, Denzel Washington, motivational speaker, meditation creator person. So here we go.
In the cab today, we have Natasha Grano. You might say to me, Natasha who? I did as well. But in this series of the Trendy Taxi, we wanted a superstar, Instagram, Insta-famous star, and we found Natasha. She's got nearly 750,000 followers. In
What
an
happened to their
incredibly
sound?
Flash of the eye timing. Now,
hear
she
it?
has the most incredible lifestyle. I looked
Oh,
her
no,
up,
yeah, I
stalked
hear
her
it.
Instagram, basically.
I hear it, but for two people with such success, they don't find a sound guy.
in a
'Cause this
cab
sounds like
as
it
well.
was recorded
Yeah.
on a phone or something.
Yeah. I think it's from a GoPro maybe, because I don't know. I can't tell. This is like a pretty small quarters, and I think it makes for a very uncomfortable interview scenario, but I like her ring. It's like a makeup ring. It's like a little like eye cream ring.
I just I'm immediately like turned off by the sound because
Yeah. It doesn't
there's
get
just
better.
like dozens of TV shows that are made in cars.
Mm-hmm.
You know, one of my favorites, Jerry Seinfeld's thing with like cars and coffee. You know,
Mm-hmm.
sounds like you can hear them, and and then
This is low
you-
budget.
They, oh wait, they didn't afford to.
They didn't
like-
manifest well enough.
Oh, they didn't manifest the sound guy. I see. And what? So what does this like fame that they have translate into if they still need to be low budget in a taxi?
Good question.
Yeah. I'm so impressed.
Instagram
'cause she
followers.
also- this Trinity girl also has like 1 million followers, right?
Yeah, now she does, I think. So,
Right.
and she's had a TV
Oh, she-
show on the BBC or something, she said too at one point. So,
And then she was like, I can do it alone. I don't need the BBC. And then here she is with GoPro sound. Amazing.
yeah, yeah. And we're just going to throw some product behind me and it'll look wonderful. And just
Yeah.
throw some stuff on the I think, idea might be okay. Execution, not so great. Okay, ready? She's going to give the intro that I think is quite interesting about Natasha. Ready?
Lovely charcoal Rio. She's had 2 nose jobs. She's had a boob job. She owns a Ferrari. She drives a Rolls Royce. She lives in Mayfair. She has an orphanage. She ticks every single box. But I kind of want to know what's behind somebody like this. When I look at her, I kind of just see a lot of flicking of the hair, a gorgeous girl at Annabelle's one night, at something else the next. So I'm open-minded to think what she would be like. But I see these people all the time on Instagram, and I really want to know what they're really like. So let's see if she's prepared to really be her in the cab with us. We've got a few, as you know, we have a few little tests, we have a few little challenges. So we're going to go meet her now. Michael, we're going to Portman Square, please. And here she is. Come on in. The the Trini London taxi. How are you, Natasha?
I'm very well. How are you?
Very, very nice to meet you. It's the first time that we have even met, because to date your intro was this, that I was stalking you on Instagram because I was in search of an Instagram star, overnight sensation, and you came up, so that's why you're in the cab. You actually kind of looked up some people you thought were kind of cool and famous, and you thought, how did they get there?
Exactly
That's
that.
what you did. But what
Exactly
day did you, how old are you now? Let's do quick fire questions.
So I'm 28.
28, and you've been married how long? 2 years?
4 years.
4 years. All right, old Dio I had. Do you have a son?
I do. I have
And
a baby.
Rio? How old?
Yeah, he's 2.
2, okay.
Yeah.
So you are 28 now, so what age did you wake up?
Okay, but remember, and I don't know, maybe we'll have to go find it in a second. She said she had her baby, newborn baby, that she was taking around the streets of London, homeless, taking pictures of in thrift clothes, trying to build up her Instagram following, eating out of trash cans when her son was a newborn. Okay, her son is 2, and she makes no mention of any homeless experience at all in this
And she's
interview.
also been married for 4 years at this point. So.
And she's still married in this interview, which also does not make sense because she said, oh, I got divorced and then I was on the street. The timeline does not make sense.
But can we say that the hat makes sense? Because Rachel also...
It's very
Also has
influencer
a-
hat, yes.
Very Rachel Hollis.
Yes, it's very, very chic, very high street, as they say in the UK style.
Like, it's never sunny. So
Yeah, no hat needed.
don't think you don't need you need a raincoat. That's what you need.
Yes.
I would like to know where her raincoat is.
No
Thank you
fur
very much.
coat, rubber coat, or rubber
Is this
yellow.
even in the UK or what? Like, I feel scammed.
I'm
That's not what the UK looks like with the sun and stuff and the hat. Like, no.
Yeah, they're probably in Brazil or something. They're like, yeah, we're in the UK right now. It's like, okay, whatever. For context, Scout is asking, this is a Facebook show from a makeup celebrity. It's a car show where she interviews people that apparently are scammers. I don't know more context than that. Okay, I'm going to play it. She's going to talk a lot. I have to use the bathroom really fast, but I'll let it play probably for like 2 minutes, okay?
Okay.
All right. If you need to talk over it, too bad. Okay. Ready, go. No. Ready, go.
And decide I want to be an Instagram star.
So I was 26 years old. I was pregnant with my baby.
Yeah.
And I was, looking online. In fact, can I be honest? I had
Yeah.
a shopping addiction.
Okay, that's good.
I
No,
had
but be really honest, because
Yeah.
the thing is, I didn't know how real you're going to be, so I need
Yeah.
you to be so real with me, because it's like, that's the way it's working. So, you had a shopping addiction.
Had a shopping
Chronic?
addiction. Chronic. Every single day I'm talking about, there was a parcel a day. My husband at the time was like, look, this is horrendous. You're getting 30 parcels a month. It's
Yeah.
terrible. You need to deal with this and basically change your lifestyle.
Can I ask you very quickly,
Yeah.
did you grow up with money?
I did. I went to boarding school. I was from
Yeah.
a very privileged background.
Your parents buy you anything?
I mean, I have a good, very good upbringing, but I wouldn't
Yeah.
say anything. I still had to work, when I was older. It was,
Okay.
they didn't just hand it to me on a plate. It was
You had
like,
to
you
go and
need
get a
to go
job.
and, make a living for yourself.
All
Yeah,
right,
absolutely.
okay. So at the time when you were ordering 30 packages a day,
Yeah.
were you earning the money to do it, or were you relying on the fact you were married and he was your husband and he would too?
So at the time, I was not earning because I was
Yeah.
pregnant, so I was being a housewife,
Yeah.
if you want. I was so bored, and I thought, you know what, this is not for me. So I was on Instagram. I'd use a lot of these like Instagram boutiques,
Yeah.
and I'd be like on Instagram looking at the girls who like I thought were the top. Then exactly like you say, the sensations,
Yeah.
the stars, the celebrities,
Yeah.
people like yourself, and I'd be looking at them thinking, this is incredible. These
Yeah.
amazing people. Where are they shopping? What are they wearing?
Okay.
And then I
Kayla,
took it further,
welcome
so I
back.
decided,
Thank you.
I'm actually going to monetize my shopping addiction.
All right.
And I decided to basically take my pictures in the outfits of the clothes I bought for that previous month. There was always
Yeah.
so many arriving.
Yeah.
And then I decided what I would do
Let's
is...
do this.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
me with my hair. It's just so
I know,
thick.
yeah.
Ugh.
Okay, so
Okay.
I came back at
I
a good
have
part.
so many thoughts.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. So, she went to a boarding school.
Uh-huh.
She literally just said in her own words, coming from her own mouth that she had a very privileged upbringing. But not only they didn't like hand it to her. She still had to work.
Of course.
No, because that's how boarding schools work. You go to boarding school during the day and you get a night job or something. I don't know. Because they have a lot of night jobs in those boarding schools. Anyway, so this woman is coming from a privileged background. She went to boarding schools are expensive. They're like where all the rich kids go. Like that's
It's not
there's
typical.
there's even some state schools where rich people go, but boarding schools are above those.
That.
Like
Dang.
it's like yeah, and at least in the UK, I don't know anywhere else. Boarding schools in the UK are the equivalent of like a new concept in Romania that's like a private school, which we haven't had until very recently. So yeah, and she somehow was home. Like I don't know how can you be homeless when you have parents that can afford to send you to boarding schools?
Her dad's a doctor, apparently. I don't know what kind, but some sort of doctor in the UK. And the wife, was just a housewife, I guess. But they have a family, they lived in Oxfordshire or something. And she lives in
Oxfordshire, yeah.
Oxfordshire. And
That's
then
the most expensive. Sure.
Really?
in the UK, yeah.
And then Mayfair as well, which apparently is another rich, like a Beverly Hills equivalent of London, right?
Yeah, so Oxfordshire is more expensive than London.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, so that's where she's from, allegedly. And she married, and we haven't even talked about the husband yet, the first husband. He's an oil and gas heir, allegedly, and who she's got the son with, who in this interview is 2 years old. So she would have already, according to her other interview timeline, she would have already been divorced from and homeless on the street with her son. So none of this is true.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
I call bullshit on the boarding school. I call bullshit on the privileged upbringing. I call bullshit on the homelessness. I call bullshit. She does not. Okay, here's the thing. I don't know a lot of people who went to boarding school. However, they don't talk like her. They would have that Queen's English, because that's what they teach you in boarding schools. You'd be speaking the Queen's RP.
Interesting. Okay.
Which had I known, I would have probably just shown off right now, but I don't know because I didn't go to boarding school.
Dang.
And neither did she.
Okay, so you think she's like average. She's not horribly poor, she's not horribly rich, she's just a basic, like you and I, boring.
Just like a middle class, lower middle class, maybe working class is what she sounds like, at least.
Okay, interesting. Okay, so she got with this guy, and now she's got this shopping addiction. I think it's funny, someone in the comments said maybe the illness that she claims to have is a shopping addiction, and that's why she can claim like, oh, it debilitated me because I was
she
poor.
said it's like an autoimmune disease.
Yeah, which could you classify shopping addiction under autoimmune?
Oh my god, well in that case, you guys, I have something to tell you. So I'm dying.
I have chronic
chronic
shopping.
shoppingitis.
Oh Lord.
My illness is chronic shoppingitis. You guys can donate at my PayPal. Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
she was working.
I need immediate surgery via shopping.
Cutting your credit cards in half. That's the surgery that needs to be done, apparently.
Yeah, so I need my PayPal to be like full before I can do that.
I need to manifest the PayPal becoming full so I can then cure myself of my illness. Okay, so that's a pretty good recap. So now she's saying her new story, this is old, this is later, like, previous to the 2021 interview with Lisa, that now she has such a privileged life. She went to boarding school. She was bored. She was pregnant. She was shopping every day. So she was going to just monetize her addiction. Now this is the more This is this version of events. You want to continue? Ready?
Next version.
Okay, ready.
No, too
Okay,
much.
so you might have to go into that later. Yes.
And so then I would basically make this Instagram account with pictures, but I didn't set it up. It had no name on it, nothing.
Yeah.
It just existed.
Okay.
And I took 30 pictures ready for the month that I was going to put up, and it was effectively one picture a day in a different brand. So one day it would be Zara, one day it would be Pretty Little Thing, one day it would be Zimmerman, one day, and different from designers to high street. And I was kind of play around with all the different things I'd ordered. Then I had the account ready and I put the pictures up, and I just literally put them up one a day.
Yeah.
And I would tag the brand. I mean, then there's a whole
You
heap of
tagged all the
things.
brands. So how many followers did you have then?
So at the time, I actually want to know a real secret.
Yeah.
So I bought an account,
Okay.
and that
Well,
was
I have followers already.
it was a
So
girl.
clever.
It was
She bought an account. I never heard of that before.
So it was a girl
Yeah.
who had a fashion account. She was
Yeah.
a friend of mine.
Yeah.
But by the way, for anyone that wants to do it, you can actually
Buy an account.
go online and pay for an account.
So how many followers did she have?
I'm gonna take my coat off.
Yeah, take your coat. It gets really hot. It's very pretty coat. But
Oh,
you take it off,
thanks. Yeah, no,
so
we're
how
over
many
the phone.
followers did she have?
So she had about 20,000 at the time.
all right.
I then maybe more.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, the hair thing.
No, I got it. Just that thing for me. Yeah.
Okay, you can tell she's a little uncomfortable because it is bullshit, I think. And I'll prove why. And I'll show you how I know that, or how I claim to think I know that. Okay, hold on. Let me show you. On Instagram now, you can check whether somebody if they have an account that has ads, which hers does. You can check to see if it was bought or changed in any way, because okay, I'm airdropping it to myself. Unfortunately, I can't bring it. You only can check on mobile. Did you know that? You can look and see if an account has changed its name at all.
Yeah, I knew that. So
Okay.
you've done that. You've dug that deep.
I've dug that deep, and there's another video on YouTube that did a lot of this, like in advance, basically, that helped kind of shape this stream. So I'll have to shout that account out. I wrote to the person, but they never responded to me. But here's her account. I recorded this today, so it wasn't like old news. She's got the 10.2 million followers. Okay, so then if you go to the top, those like 3 dots right there, you can click there, and you can do this now if you want. You can have all these options, and you go to about this account, right? You click that, and then it says date joined. She joined in 2015. Okay, so that would be when the blogger joined, allegedly, the fashion blogger, right? Okay, former usernames. Seems legit that would be the fashion blogger's name, because if she bought this account, whatever. Oh wait, Grano Aqua. That's weird, because that's Natasha's last name. One of her several last names was Grano. That's the only other username, and it was used in 2018. So it's trash. That never happened.
Yeah.
She never bought an account. She never ever tells which blogger it was. And why would the fashion blogger want to give up her account anyways? And she makes it seem, and I don't know if she said this in this part yet, but it's like, oh, the fashion blogger was going on maternity leave, so she sold her account to me for like $5,000 or whatever. And then she took it from 20,000 followers to 10 million in 3 years or whatever, 4 years. So it's not even true.
No.
I think that proves it right immediately right there, that that's not true.
That is so weird. Why
That's her
would
claim
she-
to fame. That's what she says. That's what she says in all of her interviews about her Instagram success, that was her secret, that just to buy
I
an
don't
account.
understand why she feels the need to have that story in the first place.
Well, I don't know either, but I think because she grew so quickly, there's no other explanation other than because her posts didn't get better, they actually got worse when she started to grow so rapidly. But I think it's because she's buying followers.
Yeah, exactly. That's the other explanation.
Yeah.
So
That's the true explanation.
that's it. That's a good explanation. True and accurate,
Yes.
probably.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
So that's all garbage. And that's kind of the gist. I mean, there's more to the interview that's interesting and basically pulls apart like all of her lies that she's established, that she's homeless and all this stuff. But we don't have to watch. We can maybe watch a little bit more. We don't have. There's like, that's kind of like the big smoking gun of, okay, that's trash.
Yeah, that is insane for someone to just create a story like that for like out of not like nobody's like asked. It's not like it's a requirement to be like, oh, unless you tell me this, like you can't be on my podcast or something. Like why? I just don't get it.
Well, I think it's because she has nothing actually that's interesting, really, other than she's another Instagram influencer wannabe model, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's not that exciting or interesting. So she's trying to become this like, you know, motivational person. And so she has to give some sort of explanation as to how she's like different than anyone else. And that's just kind of like an easy answer, I suppose. I don't know. I'm not sure. She has like literally no shame though, because the fact that you're saying that you were homeless and you weren't is disgusting and horrible. And the fact that it took me 2 minutes to check that, to make sure I did a little research to see if it was true or not. And all these people that claim to be reporters and investigators or have a podcast where we ask the hard questions, they don't do anything. Like they don't take any time to look up anything that these people say. It's so frustrating.
Yeah, they're probably just doing it hoping for clicks, hoping for like a viral story and something along those lines.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, it's just so like obvious in your face stuff that I'm like, how, like, you know what I mean? Like, how is this makeup girl not being like 10 million followers seems like a lot.
Right? They just go, oh, okay, yeah, I guess that tracks. Okay. Let's highlight this other creator. I don't know who it is. He or she's got one video exposing Natasha. I got a lot of my information from it. I went and double checked basically everything that they said, and this is her only video that this person made about her. So they took the time to really go through and like
this better. I googled
and do a lot of this research, you can't hear their voice at all. And this person has an Instagram account. Again, their only info is this one video. So it seemed like this person got on YouTube specifically to kind of out Natasha. It's an hour long. Obviously, we're not going to watch the whole thing, but they talk a lot about like the social blade and how many followers she gains like in a month. I'll show you.
Followers. Buying now. She now has almost 10 million followers. Look how many followers she buys a day.
Sometimes she'll get 100,000 followers. Sometimes she'll get 65,000 in one day. It's like, that's very, very, very unlikely because she's not appearing on like TV shows or anything where that many people would watch her. She's not like an American Idol or something. It's just like, there's no proof.
This is so weird. Like how is that even possible to buy like I know it is, but like I just don't understand how they do it, because she also gets like a lot of likes. And
well, that was one thing that this it looks like she took care of it seems like, and this creator that made this video pointed it out and said like, okay, a lot of the videos that she was making that got 100 million views actually only got 30 likes. So there was a huge discrepancy. Now it seems like Natasha now has bought likes and followers and views, like taking care of all of it. And I guess if brands are paying you thousands of dollars, you'd have the money to then, like almost like a Ponzi scheme, like take the money from the brands and then put it back into buying the followers and kind of doing this whole like spinning plates thing. But it looks like she's kind of like taking care of that issue, because I went and checked that and it seems like some of the older ones might have that, but the newer ones have views and likes. So let me show you. Let's go through her Instagram again a little bit.
Oh, on YouTube, by the way, she kept her name, Graziano. She's not Grano on YouTube, but she has.
Well, that one might be newer. So maybe this is a good time to talk about her current husband, and we can talk about her ex-husband too. So her current husband is Graziano, and he's recently new in her life, and I guess just generally, because she was dating an Irish actor back in 2020, and we can go back a little bit here, just scroll back to follow all this. This is the new husband. I just saw him here. Okay, this is the new husband. They're in the Dubai desert, apparently. I don't even buy that they were there, to be honest, but he owns a company. Here you go. He owns a company that makes fake articles that make it look like you're successful. Okay?
Wow, okay.
And
It's perfect.
I'll show you what that entails. So it's called Mindful Media PR. And we can watch it through his own words, how he does this for his clients. And I find it to be pretty interesting.
Hey guys, I'm Mike Graziano. I'm here to show you how to get some press. I just want to quickly start by telling my story. I'm actually not from the marketing or PR industry. I spent the last 6 years traveling. I went to 193 UN nations in the last 6 years, the youngest Canadian to do it. I got home February 2020. 1 week later, the whole world shut down. And to go back to 2013 when I started this mission, I made a Facebook post saying I was gonna go to every single country in the world or I was gonna die trying. Either I do it or I cease to exist. It was the most extreme thing I could have said. I burnt the ship behind me. There was no other options. I'm happy I did it that way because when I came home, no one really believed in me. I mean, my parents thought I had lost my mind and wasn't really sure why I was doing this. A lot of my friends weren't really there to support me. When you become an outlier, when you do something different, it's hard to get support in the beginning. So what
Sounds like Elizabeth Holmes, what she said before she got caught by the FTC or the FBI, whoever caught her about Theranos. She's like, yeah, let me do my Elizabeth Holmes impression, hold on. First they doubt you. First they doubt you, then you change the world. Yeah, sorry, let me try again. First they doubt you, then you change the world. That's Elizabeth Holmes.
Totally. Yeah, is she now in prison yet or no?
She's
Not
awaiting sentencing, I believe, because she's got a new
Yeah.
baby. So apparently people get special privileges when they're
First they
rich
doubt
and white.
you, then you change the world, and then you go to prison.
Yeah.
That's the succession.
That's the sequence of events. Okay, so who cares about this guy and his freaking traveling? No one cares. I could care less about, I used to be really into this and be like, wow, so inspirational. And now I could give less of a fuck about it because it's like, okay, to even be able to do that, you have to have some sort of privilege to be able to travel to this many countries. Is it inspirational? I suppose. But is it aspirational and something that everyone can do and should do? No, it's not, in my opinion. It's like, cool, you had money to be able to do this. Wonderful for you. Glad you spent it on traveling. Don't care.
Yeah.
But, okay, he's going to talk about his company now. So he came back from traveling. He couldn't travel anymore. So now he's created a company to fake magazine articles.
But it may be launching a new podcast, launching a new coaching business or a tech company. It may be.
So basically what he's saying is, okay, that's Tim Ferriss. Tim Ferriss might be my client. I just put this on Photoshop and make it seem like it's real. That's my business. And then I use the Forbes, contributor thing to be able to make it seem like, this is legitimate. And so he's going to talk about that in a second.
Coaching business or a tech company. It may be doing something interesting in the health and wellness space. We want to work with mindful people and mindful brands, people who are doing important work in the world. They're changing the world in their own way, and we want to help those people get some of the biggest publications in the world to help tell their story to millions of people. I also noticed that some of the most successful people I've ever met are extremely humble. I actually think that's a quality that got them there. Mm-hmm. But they don't like to talk about themselves. They don't like to tell their story. But I also
No,
know that
not at
deep
all.
down, everyone has a story to tell and everyone wants to be heard. So we want,
Hold on, I think I skipped
and I wanted
the
them to
important
pick up
part.
the story. And luckily, Huffington Post picked up
Okay, shut
this
up.
big tree.
care.
Everyone takes me a lot more seriously.
Okay.
So then I took that article and sent it to some of the biggest companies in the world, including TripAdvisor, Discovery Channel, GoPro, and it helped establish authority, which then led to sponsorships. And once I had the sponsorships, I then went and found the team of content creators, photographers, videographers. I had no experience in this world either. And I got them to come on this trip and help film. And then once you have this amazing content, you then get a large audience, and with a larger audience comes more press, and with more press comes more partnerships and sponsorships, and the circle continues. I call it the self-fulfilling prophecy. It's a secret in marketing, it's a secret in life, and I want to show you how it works
Called
and how you
fraud.
can leverage press to get what you want. It may not be a trip to every country in the world, it takes a certain kind of crazy to do something like that, but it may be launching a new podcast, launching a new
Okay, I did get to this part already. Okay, sorry. I know I'm skipping around a little bit. I want him to explain the process. Okay, here.
approved it, then we know that deep down, everyone has a story to tell and everyone wants to be heard.
Blah, blah, blah.
So we want to work with these types of people. So the way we work is we always start with a title. And from that, we then write the draft, send it to you to get your approval. And after you've approved it, then we shop it around as an exclusive. In terms of what works, list article mentions work really well. For example, we did one on Entrepreneur called 20 Podcasts That Will Help You Grow in 2020. These work really well because it creates that credibility and authority. We put Titans on the top, so all the big familiar names in the top 5 positions. And then we start to introduce some of our clients lower on the list. You also get direct traffic from websites like entrepreneur.com. And the biggest one for us is Google ranking, getting to the top of Google organic search. For example, if you searched top podcast to help you grow, you're gonna find this article sitting at the top of Google, which then people will click on and then download and learn about the podcast.
How
We also do
how
a
does
Q&A
it just
interviews
sit-
where we book an hour call with our chief editor.
How exactly does it just sit at the top of Google? That's not
Manifest it.
manifested. He's not talking about the amount of money he's paying into ads. That's what he's not talking about.
Well, that comes out of your pocket because you're paying for these services, obviously. But yeah, there's a whole concept. It's very shady, and people do it all the time. But I'm saying, like, if you buy these sponsored posts, you can then push it and go, well, I was featured in Entrepreneur magazine or whatever, even though I spent the money to do it, or I put myself on a list of 20 influencers that change your life. And no one's checking that, oh, this is just like how BuzzFeed used to be, where you could just upload to BuzzFeed and make a BuzzFeed article. You could put anything on it, essentially, because, you know, it was your
On
own.
Forbes?
Yeah, Forbes, you have to apply, I guess, to be like a whatever. So, like, I know someone that does like etiquette, and she's a Forbes, she writes her own articles on Forbes, but she self-publishes them. Somebody maybe approves it. I don't know about that process, but he's telling you basically, like, yeah, we just put like Tony Robbins on number 1, and then we put all of our clients from number 5 through 10. You know, it's like, how is that? That's not a real article.
No. That is so odd.
Yeah.
There's something missing here. That can't be the full story.
Let's keep listening. Let's see what else. They're revealing all their secrets in this video, so let's keep going.
We could do an advice piece, but for example, top 5 ways to be more mindful today, top 5 things you could do to make your content go viral, etc. We can also do an editorial. So we do a deep dive into you and everything about you and write a more of a journal.
Remember Yahoo Life? That's
Yeah.
our favorite website. Apparently he's saying that they control that too.
They control
Journalistic
Yahoo
style.
Live.
Well, they were saying like we can do an editorial where it's like see how it says access wire right there? So there's certain ways you can just post a PR wire to like certain websites if you pay a certain amount, I guess. I don't know exactly. I don't want to say I know everything about this industry, but there's a lot of ways that you can pay. Like I used to work for a newspaper. You could pay to put like this local hospital would pay to do like health tips, but all the tips were like go to this hospital and get checked up on this certain machine and whatever. And it was sponsored content, but you could barely tell. It looked exactly the same. Only if you looked and said it showed like sponsored content, you could tell it wasn't a legitimate article.
So undisclosed ads and sponsorship, you guys, that's how you make it.
And just putting on your website, featured in Entrepreneur, featured on Yahoo, but in reality you paid for it, but you know it's not true that you were sponsored there or you were featured there.
Wait, so how can you do that when you're homeless and so poor? How can you pay for?
That's on an alternate plane. That's a different timeline. We're back to like the Boss Babe, I was a rich boarding school girl timeline. Forget the homeless illness. That's so 2021.
I'm just like speechless.
Yeah. So this is her husband.
So weird.
This is her husband who does this. Okay. So he's the expert who, you know, and I'll show you about us. Let's see. You can see some of the wonderfully photoshopped things. So she was on Global Women. So what I think he does is, you know, USA Today. That is not the USA Today logo. But because he's not using the logo, he's just saying USA Today. He might have written a sponsored post on USA Today. So it's accurate that this guy has some sort of presence on USA Today. He photoshops it to show like, oh, this is like a funny, almost like, this is what it would look like if I was, first of all, USA Today doesn't have like a magazine like this. So I think he's saying like, well, I was featured. I just wanted to show my followers that I was on USA Today. I made this photoshopped design cover to celebrate that I was on. But then, yeah, like these people these are fake. These are not real. These don't go anywhere. These aren't published magazines.
Do you know who else did a Vogue cover recently? And I'm trying to find it right now, and it's not there anymore.
Who?
Grant Cardone.
Oh, yeah.
Natasha's mentor, or
Yes.
Natasha's whatever backer. Hold on, where the hell is that?
It was spelled wrong, I remember. It was like Miami was spelled like M-A-I-M-I.
Yeah,
or
totally
something.
spelled wrong. But like, I feel like it's gone. He took it down.
Yeah, because he probably
Unless
spent
he
money on this
posted,
stupid
like-
company.
No, he took it down. Oh my god. This is crazy. Why would you post it if you're gonna take like I don't get it.
It was his team. It wasn't him. Don't blame Granty.
Oh, of course there was the team, duh. He had also restricted comments on that, and you couldn't say anything because
Comment on
I
it?
suppose people were starting to. Oh no, it's still there. It's still there. Okay, I'm sending you.
Okay, yeah. I know which one it
sending
was,
you.
and I'm glad that you found it.
I had to look for it. He's posted a lot since.
You sent it in the interview chat?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. Oh, I see it. Stand by. Okay. We're on Voy magazine. He's the G. As you can see, let's zoom in for a sec. This
10x your life, y'all. Don't take your ADHD medication and 10x the hell out of things.
I like that the caption is, thanks to editor-in-chief JP Given in the works of Vogues. Okay, this is great. And this is from his this is like live right now on his account. Okay, everybody, this is from 2 weeks ago. And apparently it's been edited, so there's really no excuse. Okay, look at this. Make more money in 2022. Growth, money, real estate, lifestyle, Miami.
With and more.
And more. Have we given up? I just can't, like, come on, everybody. What are we doing? We're going to pretend that this
You guys, I have been working really hard on a course. It's coming also on Vogue. Um, and it's all about Miami with and more. I'm gonna teach you how to Miami with and more. So it will only be like 997 pounds. But don't worry, you have lifetime access.
Lift him access.
Lift yeah, yeah. But seriously, Kayla, I think we should do this because Vogue has reached out to me privately. This guy, what's his name?
Grant Cardone.
No, the guy in the description.
Doesn't
The guy
matter.
from Vogue.
Oh,
he's
JP.
reached, after talking to Grant Cardone, he reached out to me and it was like, how about a course on Miami with and more? And I was like, you got it, JB or something. So I'm seriously actually considering doing this.
You should. You totally should. I support.
And and then I could go to Natasha and invite her on my podcast because why not at that point?
Oh, we should invite her on. She would come on. She doesn't do any research apparently, or care. She's too busy.
Too busy. Yeah. So if you guys don't have money, don't worry. You can like sell a couch or something. It's fine.
This is like, come on. This is so disgusting. Like people I know in my real life, this is despite the internet, like, are like, Grant Cardone is a genius. I'm like, this man has Miami and Weth on his Instagram. Like, this guy's an idiot, but he's scamming you. That's the issue. And it's like the fact that people buy into it. Well, he's verified, so therefore he must have something, right? It's like, yeah, he's taking the money that he's scammed people with and using it to, I don't know, buy these companies that also scam people into believing that it's true. It's like, it is a cycle. It's like, take the money, steal the money, get verified on Instagram so more people believe it, and then steal money from them, and then over and over and over again. It's crazy. It's like this is out of control. Like, I'm laughing about it and it's funny, but it's also insane, and people are gonna ruin their lives over people that have no credibility whatsoever.
Yeah, and I've been interviewing some people recently who took B school, and the conversation went like one thing from to another, and I am in shock at how much money they spent on these coaches, and it's just so sad because these are talented people who have ideas and who were just wanted to do something with them and wanted to start a business or like make a living or something.
Yeah.
And then they ended up in serious debt because of it, or just with no money to live off of because they put the money in their coaches hoping that the money won't come back because they keep on telling you about the freaking law of attraction thing.
Yeah. And people are like, oh, well, this person was homeless, so I'm not that low. I can definitely learn something from them.
I can definitely sell my house and pay for
their
thing.
And so since we're on the topic of fake press, let's look at Natasha's fake press that she has featured on her website. We already looked at the testimonials. We can also watch Grant. She's got like a testimonial video, which is funny too. We can watch as well. That's kind of cringe. But okay, here's Natasha's press, right? And we can go through them one by one to see what they look like. So this is where she was named #1 motivational speaker under 40. But as we now know, her husband makes these articles and puts random clients on these lists. So can we trust it? The answer is no. We can't. And so here it is. Ashra Prosak is a former, here's exactly what I was talking about. Is a former contributor. If you hit the I button, it says opinions expressed by Forbes contributors are their own. Forbes contributor does not mean Forbes reporter who is unbiased and working for the company. These are people out in the community. You and I can become contributors. And it's not very clear.
Let's hijack their articles. Let's become contributors and like just be like this person. Top 10 scammers to look out for
Yeah,
in
we should.
2022.
We could, because why not? If you have the time and the, whatever.
Because the opinions are ours, right? Like
Yeah.
Forbes doesn't mind that we call them scammers, and
Probably not.
you know,
I don't think they give a shit based on what I've seen so far.
I have a feeling they would give a shit.
Maybe.
I have a feeling ours would be taken down in no time.
Yeah, maybe. I guess because if you're saying something positive, no one's going to sue the publication. If you're saying something negative, maybe you get sued, and then they have to explain their business model, which is shady as hell. You'll see here the New York Times, the New York Times down here using the same font, the New York Weekly, which is apparently a fake magazine of some sort. Because it looks like a blog. That's all. Meant to look like the New York Times, but is actually not the New York Times. Not sure about
That's
that.
so sad.
But this one I want to highlight. This is an actual New York Times article. It has nothing to do with Natasha's career. It has to do with her wedding to Michael Graziano, who we just saw, who has the PR company. So they have an interesting story how they met, and I've kind of buried the lead on this. They're big on Clubhouse, that app where all the scammers apparently converge and hang out. It's like an audio-only app. Gary Vee was making it seem like it was going to be like the next Twitter. It sort of has gone to the scammers, from what I understand. Like, the only people there are people trying to scam each other. So that's kind of the cesspool in which it is. And maybe I'm wrong. That's what I've heard. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But that's how they met. So back in, when was this written? 2021, July. They met pretty quick. They, within a year, were married. This is their wedding. And they had the wedding in an in-person place in Vancouver, where he lives. But they also did it through Clubhouse. And that's why they have this New York Times article about it. And honestly,
They did the wedding on audio?
uh-huh.
Not a video. At least Tana Mojo tried to show. I know we trash talked Tana Mojo a lot about the wedding thing. I actually don't know if I did it on my channel, but definitely in comments and stuff. But now I'm like, okay, well, at least she showed you the wedding.
Yeah, at least.
These guys just gave you. They were wearing a microphone, and that was it.
I guess they got married through the app. So like someone was they got married in person, but they also got married through the app, where someone through the app was like the ordained minister for their thing or whatever. And they also, I guess you can post like status updates. So maybe they posted photos that way, but mostly it's like a audio app.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways,
That sounds
so,
totally legit.
But when we look through the photos, it's honestly, and I don't feel bad for her because she's a scammer, liar, manipulator, and I really dislike this person. But it looks sad. Like, if my wedding looked like that, I'd be like, oh, that's
I was
pretty
gonna say
bad.
I haven't seen this article, but I was gonna say about this picture because it looks like some wallpaper or something. It doesn't look like those are chandeliers.
No, and I think, and look at, there's like an old phone. Like, I think her family may not be talking to her from what it seems like, It seems like she's kind of been disowned because probably everything in it is a lie. And they're like, why are you telling people you're homeless and sick when you're not? Oh, thank you, Scout.
Thank you.
Scout says, scammers want people who can't be scammed to exclude themselves. That's why the misspellings, they want people who fall for the BS they're selling. Yeah, they want vulnerable people. That's why they say I was homeless and I was sick, to get those types of people to pay them money.
Yeah.
It's very sad, and I hate it. Ultimately, absolutely hate it, despise it, think this whole industry needs to be shut down and deleted from existence.
100%. 100%.
But okay, we're not gonna read the whole article. But I think it's interesting. I definitely think the pictures are a sight to be seen. Okay, so Natasha Grano and Michael Granzino met through the social media app Clubhouse. About 27,000 people attended their wedding on the audio-only platform. How many people attended their in-person wedding? Like 4. Okay?
Sus.
Yes. It was on June 5th, 2021. They got married. Okay. Someone just asked how old Natasha is. In 2021 of June, she was 31, which seems to track correctly. So it says, Miss Grano, 31, is a motivational speaker and the author of The Action Plan. And remember to talk about the book. We're going to look at her book and before we end this stream today. How to implement the law of attraction into your life in under an hour. That's her book. She may be better known as an Instagram influencer. In 2017, now why the frick? Now to be fair, this article was written by a wedding reporter, someone who comments and talks about interesting weddings. So maybe they're not in the investigative realm, but why they wouldn't fact check this, I don't know. Bothers me.
Yeah.
It says in 2017, which was not even when the name changed over. The name changed over in 2018. So not only is this inaccurate, it's not even true. But anyways, in 2017, she bought the account of a fashion blogger who already had a following of 500,000. Now remember in the cab, she said it was 20,000. So again, another
give
lie.
or take 30,000, like
500.
When you start with a lie, like what does it matter anymore? If you say 20,000, if you say 200,000, like what's the difference? You know what I mean? It's still a lie. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay. True. So at this point, this is again June 2021. She had 3 million followers. So now she's at 10. So she's more than doubled since in less than a year. Her enchantment with Mr. Granzino's voice on Clubhouse began on February 15th. So February, they met over audio. They're married by June. Okay.
Also over audio.
Oh, yeah. Okay. They met in a room on media and marketing. Granzino, who's 32, the founder of Mindful Media, a Canadian public relations firm, was one of the several featured speakers. Everyone asks me what Michael was talking about the first moment I heard him, but I really don't remember. Miss Grano, who moved with her 5-year-old son Rio to Mr. Granzino's hometown of Vancouver, Canada, from her native London in June. It was just his voice was so magical and enticing and gentle, I was blown away. I said to the universe, is this the guy? And here's her wedding.
Man,
I felt sad, and I was like, why am I feeling sad looking at this scammer's wedding? But come on, like you have 10 million followers and that's what your wedding looks like?
it's not. It's I don't know how she managed to get that number on Instagram. It's just insane to me. It's like it's insane that Instagram doesn't step in. It's insane that like YouTube don't step in and go like, what the hell is this? This is let's reset this to the real number. Like I don't understand why. Because I get it. Okay, a lot of grifters would probably get on the things. They have like skills. People have skills, especially with programming and all that stuff. So I can see why they would have an incentive to sell their skills and be like, okay, I can up your Instagram account by 10 million in no time. And I can see why people will be like, sure, okay, let's do it. But then where's Instagram? Where are these platforms? Why are they just letting them do it? Why are they just sitting on this, knowing
Bothers me.
that these exist? Because if we know, they know. You know?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I know. They have to have the back end stuff. And that's why maybe they are super geniuses. And this is the whole interesting thing that they have come up with a back end way to trick Instagram into thinking that it's legitimate. I don't know.
No way. That's impossible. That's impossible.
Yeah, I don't know. I see someone said about COVID. That's true.
I was thinking about that. I was actually thinking maybe it's COVID, but even in COVID, people were still allowed to have like 15 guests or something. Like I don't remember. Like I think there were different restrictions at different points, but you could still have some guests. this is no. That's
Yeah.
There's something really wrong about that wedding, in the sense that I think the privileged background in the rich family she had, first, I don't believe that, and I already talked about that. But second, even if you have like a family that is like normal, they still show up at your wedding. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, this is her second wedding, to be fair, but yeah, I think the grandparents of somebody showed up, but not her parents. And she's got 5 siblings, sisters, or 4.
Just like some passersby,
Didn't come.
they were
Yeah.
invited in.
It's very suspect. It's suspect. Like, you don't have anyone close around you. I always find that to be a red flag, you know? Like, no one came, and you have that many followers and that much success, and it just seems very unlikely.
That is impossible.
Yeah, and here's the first mention of the
feel
first
like-
last name, by the way.
If we were well, we are, but like tiny.
More
but
so.
if we were like, let's say I was getting married, which you guys, I don't know who would that person be, because I'm not dating at all. So okay, but let's assume through a miracle that
Osmosis.
I'm gonna get married, and let's assume I have fights with my family and they don't want to come to my wedding, and let's assume I have fights with all my friends and they don't want to come to my wedding. I bet that at least 10 of you would show up to my wedding. I bet that if I said on Instagram, man, I'm so sad, nobody wants to come to my wedding, you guys want to come? I bet at least 10 people would show up.
Yeah, I think that's about right.
And I have 10,000, 11,000 subscribers, and Natasha has 10 million.
But no one's heard of her. No one that I've talked to, no one that I've shown, nobody. She's an
I've never
she's
heard
an
of her,
unknown
yeah.
person. Yeah, and she
Until
jumped
today.
7 million in a year followers. Okay, but this is important. This is about the parents now. Okay. She says she enlisted the help of the universe to find love 2 weeks before she heard this dude's voice on Clubhouse. Wonderful. Okay, Miss Grano grew up the oldest of 5 siblings with her parents, Karen Stevens, and Dr. John, excuse me, I'm not going to say this correctly, Eftimiou in London. Eftimiou? So Dr.
Oh, that's
John,
a Romanian name.
Is it?
Is that? Hold on.
This one.
We have a similar name in Romania, but John wouldn't be. It would be Ion in Romanian. Eftimiou would be a Romanian last name.
Okay. She claims to be Greek, and she claims
Oh
to
yeah,
be a lot of
could be.
things.
That sounds a bit like it could also be Greek.
Yeah. My parents divorced when I was 15, and it was very painful at the time, she said. I had to help raise my sisters and brother, and that was a wonderful journey, but I became a bit of a rebel because of it. Okay, that's what she claims. Now, here's her background. According to Now, this is 2021, around the same time when she was giving the interview to Lisa Bilyeu, right? Okay. Here's where she talks about being homeless again. Okay, I'm glad that we're reading this. Instead of going to college, she started modeling for beauty companies and clothing lines, including Fashion Nova and AX Paris. Okay, in the cab, she claimed to do this for high-end brands. She also did talk about Fashion Nova, but that, as we all should know by now, is not a high-end brand by any stretch of the imagination. It is like Forever 21 online or Shein. Okay. At 26, she married a boyfriend she had been dating for 3 years. Within a year, she was a divorced single mother. Now, that's not true. Within a year, she was divorced. She said that she was married for 4 years. What the hell? None of this makes sense. None of this is accurate. I don't know what the truth is.
I wonder if this person writing the article just like gathered their own information, or if they spoke to them.
I don't know. I'm assuming they spoke to her, but I don't know. Who's to say? Then she says, okay, this is the important part. Quote, I had lost all of my modeling business. and I started walking around the streets of London with a newborn on my chest. The walking around was to markets, where she offered vendors pieces of jewelry pulled from a garbage bag. Quote, I was looking to sell my belongings, she said, adding that she had no place to live and was $30,000 in debt. So here she's saying she was not just almost homeless, she was homeless. Okay? Mm-hmm. Here's a picture. Also, interesting venue. Within months, she was having panic attacks. She and Rio moved into her mother's basement in Oxford. First time I've heard that. Quote, my mother was incredibly supportive, she said. I was able to heal fully. But when you're coming from being married and living in a dream house with dream cars, and then you're in your parents' basement, it's not ideal. Okay, so she's admitting at least she had that, but then again, the timeline does not make sense. And the other
And
one,
also her parents were so privileged. Like, why wouldn't they have cars?
and why would they? Yeah, and in a basement, like if they were in boarding school and all that.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
She would have a room, right? Like in her house.
Yeah,
At least a room, since you're so privileged as to go to boarding school.
and if you were really married, wouldn't you get some sort of like alimony too for your
the
son,
kid.
child support?
Unless the guy just completely disappeared off the face of the planet.
No, he's around. I can bring up his Instagram. Like 1 second.
So he's in the UK. You also get like child support. What I don't know what it's called. You get like you get an amount of money from the government for the child.
Oh wow, that's nice. Yeah. So why would okay?
It's not a lot of money, so don't
Yeah, but
It's
still.
like a minimum wage type thing.
Yeah.
Less than minimum wage, but it's just for the child.
Okay, just enough. And it
So
seems odd too.
And if you have a guy who's the parent, he's also meant to pay alimony. So that would
Yeah.
you would get, and if you're living in your parents' house and you're not paying rent, yeah, it's a very little money, but you would be able to. It would be enough to give you a few months to think things through and find out what you want to do.
And what about the husband? Wouldn't he keep the child if he has the house with the Ferrari and all that? Why would he allow the child to be homeless with her? Makes no sense. Absolutely no sense.
He doesn't care about them?
Okay. Maybe. He's like not famous, but he's like apparently some sort of interior designer and also an oil and gas heir. So I don't know
Unless she's lying about that.
Well, maybe. Okay.
Unless she's saying that so that guy pays her like a bribe or something to be like, stop saying this is my child. I have nothing to do with you. I've never heard of you.
Maybe. I mean, they have pictures. Let's find him. Well, let's take a second break and show this guy because I feel like we've mentioned him a bunch and I haven't brought him up. So let me get his Instagram. His name is, I forget, husband.
This is so sus. How are people getting... I was thinking about this
Antonio.
when I was doing research on Heidi and how many times she was married and stuff. I'm like, how are people getting married so many times? Because like... It just feels weird.
If you're determined to make it work, you probably will. If
The marriage?
Yeah. Well, not the marriage, but to get married, just like the simple fact, like I want to get married, I don't care to who. Like, yeah, it could work out.
Yeah.
Here's this guy. He's in Mayfair.
Oh,
see, he's in the
Jesus.
chauffeured around.
It's so cringe. Like, what's
Yeah.
those shoes? I hate those shoes.
He's got suits hanging up behind him.
And he also has a hat. Look at that. Oh my God. What
Yeah.
a pair they wear. She was
Yeah.
with the brown hat. He's with the black hat.
So
Just
different.
the marriage made in heaven.
They look like a good couple, I gotta say. And he's taking the
Ugh.
pictures off.
Yikes.
Yeah.
He's so like, oh my God. What's with the tie thing? What is that? It's like, oh.
Yeah. Now he's deleted all mention of her, but I'll bring up some photos. This is who he is. So we have some context. Now I'll show you. This is jumping around a little bit, but I'll show you an article about them. while they were still married. Now, this is around the time when she gave the interview to the makeup chick. This is from 2018. So this article says, Instagram model who boasts 600,000 followers, so this is obviously back then, now rakes in 250k euro a year in sponsored posts and reveals how you can become an online sensation. Natasha Graziano, 28, grew her Instagram following to 600,000 in a year. The mother of one from Oxfordshire now lives in a 5-bedroom house in Mayfair. She pulls in 250,000 euros in sponsorships, enjoys a luxury lifestyle with husband Antonio, 48, and their 2-year-old son Rio. Again, not really making sense as to why she has a newborn and she's homeless and divorced.
And I don't believe she makes that much money.
Me either. Yeah, Fashion Nova's not paying that much, I'm sorry to say. Okay. So then she says, during her first pregnancy, as a time she studied influencers like beauty blogger Amara, whatever, known as Amrezy, as well as watching YouTube tutorials on how to grow followers organically. She's sponsored now by Lipsy, Trésor Paris, and Pretty Little Thing, and is even appearing in the September issue of Harper's Bazaar. Now, apparently, that was a sponsored post that she had purchased.
Mm-hmm.
I heard that as well.
This is so... just... It's like... It's not even... I want to say cringe, but it's not the right word for it. It's almost like scary.
It's delusion, and it's the fact that people buy it and believe it.
Yeah.
As
It's
this
just
is like possible for somebody.
shocking
Yeah.
to what lengths someone would go. And I don't even... The thing is, like, see, these articles, like, she's making this much money or whatever. It's like, I would be willing to bet it's like an MLM type thing. Where
Yeah.
they're saying they're making a lot of money, and in fact, they're not making any money.
No proof needed. No paychecks needed. No, the
And they're-
articles don't care. They don't ask.
Yeah, and they're probably going further and further into debt. And at the same time, they're like, oh my God, I have 10 million followers. I'm making hundreds of thousands of millions of money a year.
And not really.
I could bet that this is complete and utter bullshit.
I agree. I find it very hard to believe that, all these people have just hoodwinked the entire fashion industry. Maybe some, but not all. But I don't know. Okay, then she says the Greek-British model lives in a 5-bedroom house in London's exclusive Mayfair, which she shares with Italian husband of 2 years, Antonio, 48, who works in the gas and oil industry, and their 2-year-old son, Rio. Again, the timeline, not making sense. She drives a Rolls-Royce, a Mercedes G-Wagon, and a Ferrari. The power couple own a property in the countryside, a home in Sardinia, a 4-bedroom villa in Marrakesh, and
And suddenly she got homeless out of nowhere with all these villas everywhere.
And the
Can you
sons
take
too.
your baby and just fly to Sardinia? I mean, what a great way to be homeless. Just fly to Italy, stay there in a villa, in the sun, on the beach, with your baby after divorce. Like, that's the best case. I mean, what can he do? Just come after you in the villa in Italy? So
don't
then
know.
fly back and stay in the other villa in France. Like, I mean...
Like, didn't the reporter from the New York Times read this article that came out 3 years ago and say, okay, something's not adding up here. The timeline doesn't make sense. The amount of money that you would still have. There's no way she could have spent $20 million in like 2 years and not have a property to go to and be homeless and have to sell your garbage bag
And
on the
also,
street.
if it's a divorce, there is some sort of separation of assets, right? Like, you don't just get nothing.
Exactly.
If you divorce someone. So here's my... Oh man, how do I say this without getting sued?
Theory?
The theory, some sort of dame de compagnie, some sort of what they call them, sugar babies. She's a sugar baby to this guy. She was never married. she might have been a sugar baby, because if you're married to someone, you separate the assets. And especially if you have a child. You're not just like a millionaire guy is not gonna pay alimony. That's not how it works. And not only does he have to pay alimony, but it has to be a percentage of what he earns. So it's not gonna be just like, oh, this amount. It's not gonna be like £500 or something a month. No, it's gonna be percentage of the income. If he's a millionaire and he has to pay like 5% of millions, like there's no way you just go and live in a basement. She was just probably a sugar baby.
Yeah, but in
Or
this
even
article, true. In this article, though, she claims that she was so determined to become insta famous, so she didn't have to rely on her husband's money and can pay her son's private school fees herself. So she has enough without him. Yeah.
From being homeless, she's paying private schools. Interesting approach.
Yes.
No, I'm going with my hypothesis, my theory, my own opinion is that she was a sugar baby at best, and at worst, she might have done particular services for money.
him. I mean, this looks photoshopped, but it also looks like they're holding hands. So, yeah, I don't know. It looks like it might be legitimate. This is
so photoshopped. That was so weird.
Yeah, I know. It's like black and white, but then not. I don't know. Very odd.
This is, now that we're getting towards the end of the stream, I finally feel like this is making more sense. Because if she was providing services of sorts, now I'm like, I could finally, some of these things would make sense. Because if he breaks up with her, then he doesn't have any duty to pay her alimony. He doesn't have any duty to split assets. He doesn't need to take care of her. So she would really become, if she has no money of her own, she would become homeless. She would go back to the basement of her parents.
But
you know?
even if they have a kid, but isn't there some sort of legal documents?
But it's not his kid.
Oh, but they're married though. I thought. I don't know.
I don't think they. Okay, so here's. There is no way they were married. If they were married, like she wouldn't just. There would need to be a divorce, right?
I would think. I don't know.
I don't think she would be married.
I haven't heard from him. He hasn't said like what he's, what his deal is. Okay, that's the whole gallery.
She probably was employed by him.
Yeah.
On his payroll, and then fired.
Yeah, like so, we're done. It's over.
No need to divorce an employee.
But again, like her homeless story again was that he was a newborn baby. She was getting divorced. That's the timeline frame. So the fact that she's with this dude, whether they're married or not, when the son is 2 years old, again, just doesn't make sense.
No.
Regardless. She says she has 50 pairs of Louboutins.
Yeah, and she couldn't sell one.
Yeah.
To get out of misery.
Apparently not. Okay, then she gives her tips on whatever. Okay, so that's just to recap, to go back to the New York Times article of what she's saying here, okay? That she's living in the basement with her newborn son. And then she says, while Miss Grano recovered, her mother helped look after Rio, which freed her to read about manifestation, an offshoot of the law of attraction, a centuries-old philosophy that has informed such classic self-help books as The Power of Positive Thinking and The Secret. She had already been studying the habits of Instagram influencers and scouring YouTube for content on how to win followers. By 2017, when she bought the established fashion blogger account, she had her own account with a following of 500,000. Again,
what about this blogger? Why is this blogger so silent and not be like, I sold my account to Natasha, you guys follow her, whatever?
Yeah. Oh, and it's a good friend of mine. It's a great friend of mine. Okay, we never hear her name, never talk about where she came from, where she went, what if she regrets getting rid of the account, nothing. And no one asked the follow-up question. Okay, she got rid of all her self-limiting beliefs. Of course she did.
Of course.
After her
It's-
divorce,
that
she
was
dated.
the problem, the limiting beliefs. That's
Yes.
the problem.
Yes.
Sure.
She also hosts a Clubhouse about law of attraction. Wonderful. Someone asked her apparently back in January if she had love. And then she said, no, I don't, but I'm going to lead by example. Give me 1 year and I'll find my soulmate and show you that you can too. Okay.
Wow.
And these people.
1 year, that's so ambitious for a soulmate.
Yeah.
Since they're so rare, you know?
So rare. And these two people are the husbands, Michael's. Look at that. What's that? Poodles under there? What the hell? What is this? Hold on. That's his grandparents. I don't think his parents blessed this wedding either. I think they think he's insane as well.
Because she, yeah,
What is
never
this?
mind.
What is going on over here? These poodles. Are those real? No. They match the carpet so well.
Why is there a sheet over those old fauteuil?
Oh, it's
Old
very popular.
armchairs.
It's a popular style in Canadian architecture. I'm just kidding.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, okay.
Um,
Okay, then Carmelia. Was this you? Carmelia? Did you switch your name?
man, I've been exposed.
Are you
I
also
am Carmelia Ray. I'm the matchmaker on Clubhouse.
When I heard Natasha was single, I DM'd her. Okay, then whatever. Then Miss Grano agreed to let Miss Ray introduce her to 3 men a month with the goal of finding her soulmate by the 12th month. Before she could meet more than a few potential matches, she heard Mr. Graziano's voice in the media marketing clubhouse room. I knew he was the one I had manifested.
Okay.
Okay. He's 6'2". He has blonde hair and wears jewelry and black clothing. He checked every box for physical attributes. He's also kind, and she messaged him on Instagram to ask if he would be a guest on her podcast.
And he was like, sure, how much for
Yeah.
one night?
Well, okay. Let's take a little break here. Since we're on that subject of providing services.
Because, by the way, guys, I have no problem with sex work at all.
Yeah,
I have a problem with people who,
act like they don't.
yeah, who are like manifesting scammers. Like, if you ever see me cover a sex worker on my channel, call me out. Call me a hypocrite.
Yes.
Because so far, aside from talking about Kim Kardashian, which, you know, but that was a different context.
That's different.
But I have no problem with sex workers. So that's not what I'm trying to say. But I'm trying to say, like, why are you trying to make yourself sound like you have millions of followers and like you're this manifesting guru who teaches people ancient ways of breathing through you know your skin, because we were, you know, reptiles living in water. So if you if you're gonna sell yourself to me like that, but in the meantime you are doing sex work in the background and just trying to pretend like you're married to the guy that is paying you, that's the problem. That's where it doesn't add up to me. So I think you should, I think people should just own what, you know, if you want to do that, then do it. It's completely legit. You know, it's hard work, I bet.
She
but
buries
don't try
that
to tell
down.
me that
Yeah.
you have like millions of followers.
Agreed. And, you know, she got her start, which she doesn't talk about. We haven't even gotten there, which is insane that we haven't gotten to this point yet. But she was on Big Brother, and I think I mentioned that already. But, you know, there's a whole... She went by Tashi, like Natasha nickname, Tashi Jackson, back then in 2012. And she was on Big Brother UK edition, and she got kicked off the first round. And so through that, she got to do some of these things and became sort of like, she had a sex tape come out. She did a lot of interviews that were promiscuous style. She was an actress, not really sure what kind of actress. Doesn't talk about that anymore. She acts like she just either was homeless and had illness and became famous, or that she was a genius and became an Instagram influencer and she had this privileged background. So again, not the truth. This is safe on YouTube apparently, so I can show it because there's some explicit ones that I cannot show on YouTube. This one lives here. This is called Sasha's Shave Emporium. Apparently it's some sort of video where you get your legs shaved.
Is there a sound?
Yeah. Oops. I didn't know if he wanted to hear the sound or not.
Be amazing, but I have this problem.
Really?
Because every time I see a man I'm attracted to, I just can't help but I sing. Nos pelearemos, nos terminará, nos verimaremos por un belo destino. I burst into song when I'm attracted to someone. It's far from playing it cool, I know, but I just can't help it. And I went to see my doctor, Dr. Smith. I mean, he's old. I've had him since I was a kid, so, you know, it's totally normal. And he is, he's old. Now I turn up in the doctor's practice, and to my surprise, there is the hottest, most handsome man in his early 40s.
So
How many views does this have?
13,000. And it says, Big Brother star Tashi Jackson visits Sasha's Shave Emporium.
This is so unsafe, you guys. Like, he could be cutting her with that by mistake, not on purpose.
Okay. So that's one part. People are now seeing it like, wait, hold on.
So this is the safe version
Yes, that was the...
that you can find on YouTube.
Yes.
But there's unsafe websites such as Cornhub and other places where Natasha gained 100 million followers, even more than Instagram.
So let's talk about her first name. Okay, her second name, Tashi Jackson. This is when she went Big Brother. Here's some of, this is the hidden past. So she's holding, this is what, in 2012, so a while ago, she's holding 5,000 euros outside walking around. So this is the type of content she was making back then. So very far from the homeless illness meditator that we know today.
Well, there's like fake money you can buy on Amazon as props.
True. Yeah.
I could literally I could be sleeping in money and like photograph myself and be like, buy my course and then we'd be swimming in this kind of cash. And it could all be just like bought from Amazon for like $2.
Yes. We should do that and then start our manifestation course.
But let's just say that, she did actually have that money. How come when she suddenly had a child, she was so broke?
It's very shocking, and I'm unsure. She has a career as well in the music industry. I don't know if I can play the song because it might be copyrighted.
Oh yeah, copyright. Yeah.
But she did some dancing and music videos and such. She's in the white outfit here in the car. I think there she is.
Yeah, I think we're like finally getting to
the juicy stuff.
To the real deal. Like
there's so much. There was just so much to get through.
Is that her?
That's her. Oh yeah. Oh sorry.
Okay.
That's her.
Yeah, Andar, she's probably homeless. I don't know how she could be homeless with all these different jobs that pay very well, I hear.
And her family, and yeah. I just think at the end of the day, what this is, and this is my opinion, is that she wants to be famous no matter what. She is determined to be famous, and she's gone through several different routes, faking it to you making it, Clubhouse, like, whatever.
No matter what, but just not working.
Yeah, not actually working
anything
at a job.
But
now,
she's like,
Yeah.
Because she could be doing what we do, just like make content. But no, that's
boring.
know.
That's boring. And we can talk about some of the content she's been making lately for Bang Energy, which I think is funny. Okay, here she is. This is from 2011. She's the housemate here. It says, multilingual Tashi speaks 5 languages, is a keen belly dancer who has performed in music videos, and she appeared as an extra in a Harry Potter movie. Teetotal, which I didn't know what that was, but apparently she's sober. She loves being the sober one on a night out. Her ideal man is hunky and muscly, and she likes a man to do the chasing. Tashi is self-diagnosed with OCD and believes girls feel insecure around her, and she might be evicted for being over the top, and she was evicted first.
And Tashi, what's her name in this article?
Tashi Jackson.
Do we have a Mr. Tashi Jackson?
I think this is her own creation. She was Etemifu, or the one, her dad's last name, and then she switched it to Jackson for ease purposes.
Wait, so Jackson is not her parents' name?
No. Stevens is her mom's last name, and Jackson seemingly came out of nowhere.
So Jackson could potentially be that husband she mentioned?
No, he's Grano.
No, that's the new one.
No, the new one's Granzino.
Oh, no, okay. Oh, no, that what I mean is, so Grano is the one who has allegedly the child with her, but then he's a millionaire, but he doesn't want to pay alimony. Because that makes total sense.
Yeah.
And he also doesn't want to see his child, I suppose. Like,
yes, I guess not.
Yeah.
And then she's got a sex tape with a different guy. Who is this one?
Who might be this Jackson guy.
Maybe. And we don't have to watch the whole thing, but this is how she used to sound back in 2012-ish era.
Oh, wow. Those eyebrows, you guys.
I had a nose job. There's so much on my body I want to change. Dang. At first, I was so hysterical. I was crying. I mean, you probably saw. I cry like an animated Disney character. Very confident, not arrogant. Never mistake that. Arrogance and confidence. I'm gonna succeed in my dreams. Watch me.
Okay, I don't know.
Oh my god, she's got skills.
Hi, I'm Tashi Jackson. I'm 21 years old and I'm an actress, TV personality. You may have seen me on Big Brother, you may have seen me on Hip Hop Honeys, or maybe you would have seen me in a film. Who got my money, man? Where the money at? I do the best Liverpool accent as well. A little bit about me. I'm the eldest of 5 children. I'm a big family girl. I love fashion. No, I'm obsessed with fashion. I love shoes. I love clothes. I love shoes. I love clothes. I love talking about shoes and clothes. I love nails. I have Tashi written on them. Sexy, hot, WTF. It's a bit naughty. My hair is natural, as loads of you.
Yeah, right.
That's where she draws the line about natural.
Yeah, it's natural. It's naturally sewed into my head. When wherever she is, I hear her freaking, she needs to change the batteries in the fire detector, smoke detector, because I keep hearing it in the background going beep.
Hey, this is her beginning, you know, like
Her
it's
origin story.
hard. It's hard when you're like an amateur filmmaker and all you have is a GoPro or all you have is like, you know, a video cam. It's hard.
I think this is like a professionally-ish done video, no? Or she's making this herself.
I love that she manifested being a TV personality right here. I'm a TV personality.
I was on
You
2
might have
hours.
seen me on TV. Have you heard me? I'm on TV.
I'm famous. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Kayla Pips here says we need a chart.
I know.
Oh,
I
you
need
saw
to make
it.
one.
Oh.
We need to make a timeline of like what lie are we on?
We are on this is
Lie
it's gonna be like one of
37.
those like in movies, in detective movies with like red tape everywhere, like just everything is leading to everything. It's like a mess.
It all starts with the son being born, and then we like go from like 20 different timelines of time. Like the son is only 5 years old today, so he's been 20 different ages in the last 5 years. You want to watch a little bit more just to see her style? What else she's not fake? She talks about the sex tape on this one.
Oh, she talks about, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I think she's trying to make a viral moment like Kim Kardashian. Like,
well, that's what the lady
that somebody
asks
will
her.
Get
Yeah.
sex tape.
And she's like, no, my boyfriend did it. And the host's like, oh, it doesn't seem like that's real. She goes, yeah, no, that's what happened. So she tries to, I don't know. I'll watch play it.
Keep on asking.
Oh yeah, massive thing you guys need. Your lip gloss. Hello.
She's here. Natasha, welcome to the show.
Hello.
You remember Paris Hilton and Kim Kardashian did a lot of things. Let's put it open. They did sex tape, and it was like beginning of their career. On your side, when you went to Big Brother, you had sex tape, which you did with your boyfriend?
Before I went to Big Brother, obviously I was in love with my boyfriend, and we did what couples do, and we made love. I was very much so in love with my ex-boyfriend, and what happened privately in the bedroom, I didn't realize was going to get exposed, a year later. And so, yeah, it was a shame that he decided to...
Did you decide it or you did it?
Well, it was nothing to do with me. Its release, which has now been proven by the site that released it. They put up another article saying Tashi Jackson did not release the tape, which is good. But I don't really like talking about it because I want to forget that period ever happened.
That's how it
no
works.
one is going to try and shut me down. And I will still carry on with my career, whatever you try and do to me. And I don't care what people want to say on it. It's something I had no control over. It's something that happened.
Big Brother, episode 1.
Because I've got things to do in my life.
But as I said, Paris Hilton and Kim Kardashian, it was beginning of their career, so it could be maybe beginning of your career.
This is the best reporter that has come on in her life in the whole experience. She's the only one that's asked any sort of like follow-up questions. I don't understand this show. Is this a British thing? Like the Spora show sponsored by MoneyGram? Like what is this?
I have no idea.
I don't understand.
MoneyGram, I think, is a British thing, yeah. The sponsor, but I don't know what this is.
It's very bizarre. It's very odd.
It looks like I'm in a video chat room.
Yeah. Okay, we can finish. It's almost over.
In some respects, yeah, and a lot of people do say, like, it's exciting, but no, not for me. It was devastating. I went through the worst 2 weeks of my life. I was so low. It was just, I didn't want to see anyone. I was so embarrassed. Who wants the world to see things like that?
For 2 weeks.
But yeah, in terms of career, it has brought me a lot of opportunities, which is not what I expected. And I still feel funny when I talk about it.
Tell me about your parents. What did they felt? Or how did they react?
My parents were, devastated. Me and my mum were just as upset as each other. It was really sad that someone we thought was once a part of the family, somehow anyway, this, tape's out there. And
are you still close with your family the way you used to?
Yeah, my family are really close. We've got a really tight bond.
Not anymore.
I love my mum, and I've got 4 brothers and sisters, and they're all younger than me, so I would never want to release something where they'd be in jeopardy and have to face this kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I love my mum. She does so much for me. I'm such a mommy's girl. So, yeah.
You still get enough support from your parents?
Of course, my mum.
That's the only thing can keep you going.
Definitely. My mum is really supporting me through this time. I've supported her through it as well, She's been amazing. She knows it was nothing to do with me. Mm-hmm. And if somebody wants to be so sick and release something to get their fame out of it.
Yeah.
She definitely
people
releases
think that
herself.
way because your boyfriend actually says, I'm not involved with these tapes. Actually, I don't have it. And I think Tash always wanted to become famous, so this should have made her happy. So do you think maybe...
I think that was his excuse for the guilt. You know, when you feel guilty, you probably felt guilty, and that was his excuse. Oh, it's fine, she's going to be fine, because it started Kim Kardashian's career and how many other people's. That was his guilt speaking, but no.
Because it sounds like he's not happy too. He said his family is very upset with him, and no one is happy about him. So I think it's just confusing. We are just confused. We don't understand. Is Tashi want it, or her
Spora. We love you, Spora.
boyfriend want it?
Spora.
Have you ever, maybe you guys call each other and ask yourself, okay, hold on a second. You didn't post it, I didn't post it. So how did it go out?
I don't know. I know what I think happened, but it's been proven I didn't release it. So at least I know my back's covered. It has not been proven that he didn't.
My back's covered.
He had copies of every single thing. Of course he's going to say he didn't. He doesn't want it to seem like it was him.
Are you still friends?
I bet she made like £100 from it.
She's like, oh, I'm gonna be Kim Kardashian. I mean, I don't know. Who knows? Who really knows? I don't want to say like, oh, I know for sure, but I have a feeling, based on the other lies she feels comfortable telling.
Yeah, you feel really guilty.
I don't know. I don't know.
By
I'm
the way,
covered.
my hair, totally real.
Yes. It's like down to her feet. Like, oh yeah, this is real.
So you guys, my ex also suddenly wants to release
I apologize
I
in
have
advance.
nothing to do with it. I know it comes from my phone, but I promise.
It says property of Natasha, grano.com.
I know it's been uploaded to my YouTube channel, but I promise the IP address, when you track it, I know it does come to Romania.
I don't know. I just don't know.
But I'm sure he did it all.
Yeah, I don't
It's
know.
been proven. It's just been proven.
They'll believe me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, Tara. Tara G. Welcome.
Oh, hi, Tara.
Thanks for subbing. Okay, here's one more. This is where someone calls her parent agencies. I think this is the one I brought up to show that this is like a sponsored one that her boyfriend, husband, whatever he is now, does for Yahoo, I think, because there's no actual person. This would be agency, which makes sense. That would be like a PR thing. Anyways, and this one they call her the female Tony Robbins, which, as we know,
Oh my God.
there's always a Tony connection.
If
Yes.
you dream big, and you dream to get the moon, you might land behind the stars.
She's being labeled the female Tony Robbins by who? Herself, most likely.
Obviously.
And she also says that she works with entrepreneurs with 9-figure businesses and A-list movie stars. She coaches A-list.
9-figure. Wait, so not millions. What's next? Billions?
Probably. Yeah, she's Elon Musk's personal
So millions are 7 figures, right?
billions.
7 and 8.
Yeah, I think so.
No, wait, and
I don't
9.
know.
So like she's in the hundreds of millions, like her clients.
Yeah, that sounds right. That sounds right. Here's another one just saying that she was homeless again, just to further prove that this has been put out there more times than whatever. Okay, Natasha went on to say 5 years ago, so whenever this was written, this was in 2021. So 5 years ago would have been like what, 2016? Doesn't add up, but okay. 5 years ago, I went through the worst year of my life, from a painful divorce in my early 20s and being almost homeless with a newborn baby, broke, and then I got an illness and couldn't care for my baby without support. So there again, she said that's her, basically touching on moms who have issues, with financials, divorced people, homeless people, illness people. That's who she's trying to target by, oh, this is my backstory.
Yeah, and when we did C's Lyrica, when we do the chart, We have to put up Tony at the top of the family tree. You guys, Kayla did something super cool. You want to show it?
Yeah, let me bring it up. Okay, so after the end of all of our episodes, we are going to place all of our influencers on the world famous Cringe-Fluencer downline pyramid. And we can show you exactly how it looks. Give me 1 second. Let me get her ready to go. And you will see that I've already placed some people on the list that we've covered in the past. So I'm using my my really high tech. If you were here last week, you probably saw. Hold on. So here's who we're talking about today.
Our chart is a pyramid, and I think this is genius. This is totally Kayla's idea, and I love it.
You manifested it. Okay, so here's the Cringe-Fluencer, situation. Let's get rid of this. Okay. At the top right now, our top contender, which I think my personal opinion is that Natasha needs to be on top. Right now we have Brittany Dawn in the top spot, in the top upline spot. Tony's in layer 2. You got Dave and Rachel, of course, the average, non-exceptional middle ground. And Jenna Kutcher is right underneath. So I think we need to push Brittany Dawn down and put Natasha on the top. Do you agree?
Yeah, I feel bad dethroning Brittany, but yeah, probably
she can hang out with Tony.
Yeah, they can. I mean, his wife looks exactly like Brittany Dawn, so there's that.
She's the queen. She'll stay in the top spot for a while. I mean, my reasons are faking being homeless, faking illness, most likely, using your child in your content. General bad behavior. I think she deserves to be in the top. Just the manifesting, the regurgitating of other people's ideas.
Screaming to Lisa.
Lisa having to watch her channel to get some information.
Exactly. I think also they're not talking about the fact that she's the sugar baby or corn star or something.
Corn star. So that's my opinion.
But I feel like there was a moment in time about half an hour ago that it got really dark. I don't know if it's just me, but it got suddenly my hair was rising, my arms and stuff. I felt like, ooh, this is getting just sick, but not in a
sick
fun
and twisted. Well, we need to lighten it up though, because it did get dark, and the homelessness is a very touchy subject for me, and sickness, illness, fakers are a very touchy subject for me. But we don't want to end on that because that's not fun. I think we should end on some of Natasha's amazing million follower type content that she's posted that just really, it makes you understand how she's so successful.
Give me some of that ancient wisdom.
I want to see. We're going to go to a period of time where she was apparently sponsored by Bang Energy. And this was a period of time where a lot of people were sponsored by Bang Energy.
Who? Bang Energy?
Yeah. So let's just take a look at some of her content. It's really good. It's really, really good.
Look at this comment by No Name. I'm just dying.
Straight off the cob.
That's hilarious. Ooh, we have an. Oh my god! What a lovely green screen! Look at that. Oh,
this is $1 million.
What is she doing? What is she doing?
She's manifesting her dreams. Okay, this is good content. This is only from a year ago.
Is she actually trying to say that she's at that beach?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe her.
What does the description say?
All you have to do is believe. Believe today is the first day of the new you. The you that is going to make the most out of life. The you that you were born to be. Not the you that other people tell you are. This you is someone that is going to make a difference in the world. Someone that is happy and always happy, and someone that is going to be a shining example for others to make the most out of their life too. This is your time to shine, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so I love the content. I love it.
That was just, I loved that like whale thing that she was doing on the beach. I didn't quite get it,
this
but
one?
lovely.
What about this waterfall? You like this one?
Oh my God, this is even more realistic.
Oh, she's blonde here. That's her real hair too. She loves bang
Yeah,
energy.
no, totally.
Yeah. This one she talks about when she was 13. She didn't fit in, and she was struggling at school because she was the odd one out, and she was sick of being shamed because she looked different. And that's it. Sponsored by Bang Energy. Cool.
Bang energy.
Here's
Bang.
There's a little bit of cultural appropriation too, and I didn't even get to that part, and I don't know, I'm not the one to be able to speak on this, but she had some hairstyles a while back that were a little bit sus, as we might say, like trying to make herself maybe look like she's from a different culture than she actually is, perhaps.
Oh, yikes.
Again, with the bang
energy. What the hell? Bang. Why does that also sound like corn work?
Well, do you not have bang energy in Romania?
No.
Oh, we should do a whole episode on bang because the
Wait, is this a real thing?
Oh yeah, no, it's a real company. It's like Red Bull, but it's or like Monster. But the owner, because she tags the inventor here too, he's an influencer of his own right. He's kind of, a little bit eccentric. Oh no! Look at this. We
started getting video chat.
Oh no!
Right
Okay, I'm
now.
banning.
I think it's Natasha's fault.
Oh, it's the universe. Yeah. So
we manifested.
Dang. Yeah, here she's gonna teach us how to, she's actually at a real beach, I think, here.
Ultimate tool.
No microphone, though.
Time management. And
no
getting
need.
It right. I want you to create a grid.
Yeah, she wants us to create a grid. Okay, cool. Yeah, there's a lot going on in her life, her world. And
why is the green screen so bad?
I don't know. Yeah. Again, the braids. It just is an interesting look for her.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely not the right people to talk about this. Since I have no idea how this makes people of color feel.
Yeah. I don't know.
If I saw, I talked about cultural appropriation once, and I made this like kind of, I guess, equivalence. If I saw someone wear a traditional Romanian outfit.
Look who it is.
I would find it flattering. But if I saw them like selling traditional Romanian outfits and they had nothing to do with Romania and they were not saying, oh, this is, by the way, Romanian and blah, 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 then I would feel really icky. So I don't know how that would translate to hairstyles and stuff that are like typical to Black people or people of color in general.
She has that. She does that, and then she's also got a couple scenes. I have to find it where she's in a kimono as well, in front of a background that looks like it's a Japanese garden, and she's got I think she's got like chopsticks and stuff. So she's got a couple different versions of the appropriation, not just.
Look
Black
at that.
culture.
Wait. Go back up a little bit. Do you see this book, The Action Plan?
Oh yeah, that's her book. Oh, we didn't even look up her book yet. Okay, yeah, her best-selling book.
Does it look familiar to anyone? This
yeah.
cover?
Does it invoke other book?
Does it look like a different word that starts by S but looks exactly the same on the cover and has the exact same? Does it look like she just took the S out
and put AP? But then on her website, she put her NG on there.
And it's very big. Do you see how big it is compared to her hand?
Mm-hmm. That's a giant book. Big knowledge, big brain, energy.
Wait, I have a big book over here.
Is it bigger than your whole body? Because if not, it's not impressive.
This is this big. But Natasha's is bigger than this.
That's way bigger.
Way bigger.
Way bigger. Here's the dude that I met, Jack Canfield. Remember him? The picture from the beginning? That's him.
I also saw that guy, what's his name? I can't remember exactly, but he's the one with the Mind Valley thing.
Oh, yes.
Something V Lake Shani or something like that. I'll have to think about it to remember. It was one of the people who constantly pushed Marissa Peer, constantly with the Mind Valley thing. And I have done some research to him at one point. And I don't know. He's sus.
Okay. I believe you. Like, I 100%. She talks about him at some point. I remember her saying his name and that he created it. Okay, so that was fun. Do you want to, as the last thing, so we put her on the top pyramid. I think she deserves to be there. Do you want to see all the other influencers who have platformed her, like kind of just go get an overview? Do you think, okay, we saw Lewis Howes. He platformed her. Grant Cardone, that's not surprising. One I found sort of surprising, which was recently, was Gabby Bernstein had her on the show.
Really?
Like, are you serious? I know. Oh, there she is.
All pushing her now.
Why you're such a genius, why you're such a queen, what this book is going to do, girl. We love you.
All right, so the book is called Happy Days. The guided path from trauma to
The thing is, these other grifters, they don't care. They will grift their own book on whoever's channel is willing to give them any sort of anything.
Wait, so this is Natasha platforming Gabby or Gabby platforming Natasha?
I guess Natasha platforming Gabby.
Well, that I support. Gabby, don't bring her on, please. Thank you.
Yeah, maybe she did. I don't know. I can only take Gabby Bernstein in small doses because it's a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, we can watch one more video. It's all of her influencers talking about how amazing she is, and they're kind of funny because the one with Greg Cardone, basically he's not listening to her at all, and it's kind of funny. It's not funny because he's an asshole, but it's sort of funny because I don't like her. So,
I mean, I'm pretty sure that she needs to listen to him.
Definitely, she needs to 10x
you know
her
what I mean.
Attitude. Okay, here it is. This is like if you were to click on her website, to be like, okay, who's she working with? What does she do? And here we go.
Who's that guy?
Grano, who is
here.
Today with Natasha Grano, who is the nation's #1 female.
Oh, there she is in front of the Asian sign that I was telling you. I think either Japanese or Chinese. So maybe it pops up again here in this video.
What? That is so. Hell, what? Now this, I feel a lot worse than the braids for some reason. I don't know.
Really? Well, it's more obvious, I guess. Like she had.
I guess it's also the signs in the background. Like she's really trying.
Yeah,
to
I'm
show
spiritual.
It.
Yeah.
Coach and #1 female motivational speaker under 40 in the world. She is a thought leader to the new generation and a manifestation expert.
I just did a podcast interview with Natasha Grano. You guys need to check her out, by the way, if you haven't. She is super inspirational, the #1 female mindset coach in the world.
Yeah, okay.
#1 female
love your energy,
mindset
love your
coach.
commitment, you know. Hey, appreciate you, okay?
He's like,
awesome.
get
Thanks
off.
so much for having me. It's super fun to finally get to know you personally. I'm glad we finally had a chance to do this.
You and I say the same things, but for slightly different.
She's in front of the Asian thing again, but I'm pretty sure there's another one where she's got like a full-on kimono on.
Reasons.
Oh my God.
The Billies love her.
First of all,
this guy was in The Secret.
People have to know that everyone's already enlightened. The spiritual work we're doing is just removing the block.
I love that you.
Oh, here it is. Here it is.
Jesus, Natasha. Jeez.
Found it. Oh my God.
And that's also like some sort of wallpaper. It's not even.
I think it's a
like
green
one of those
screen thing.
I think it's like one of those green screens on Zoom, you know?
Yeah.
Where if you move slightly, you just like ruin the entire vibe.
I really do wonder though if we're being targeted because we're talking about her and like they're trying to make it so that we get targeted because
I think so.
That's their whole
I think
thing.
we are.
Okay. Well, I just thought that was interesting. There's Damon, but they all look like she doesn't talk at all. They just like they're all just wanting to talk about their own books and stuff, and it's all men. And this one, except for this person, who's apparently a client of hers, and just gives like an audio testimonial. But very odd.
Man, this is so bad.
Yeah.
How are people still falling for this? Like, I just can't believe it. And it's so upsetting because there's people, I don't know. I guess I feel like I've tried so hard, and suddenly like here's Natasha with like 10 million followers like overnight, and just suddenly being pushed by all the self-helpers and stuff. And it's just like,
that's how little credibility all these people have. If you can't sniff this, I saw that one photo of like Marie Curie with her, and I was like, something's wrong, something's off, this is not normal. I went for 5 minutes, I was like, okay, this person is a scammer. And like, you could spend, I think the cost of this trip to the Bahamas that she's going on like this weekend is like thousands of dollars. It's like $3,000 to be in the VIP, and like 1,000 something. It's like the same cost of Heidi's thing in without cost, talking about hotel and all that. Like, people are spending thousands of dollars, and she's like featured as if she has anything to fucking offer someone for thousands of dollars. It's insane.
yeah. Oh, this is reminding me that Gary Vee is coming to Bucharest, and I hate him for it.
You gotta go. Do the undercover cam.
He is asking for, the company that is putting up this event, like the price is like the amount that they pay on minimum wage here. It's 400 and I don't know how much euros.
Wow.
That's like the minimum wage in a month here in Romania.
Dang.
And they're putting an event with that entrance price.
Yeah.
With Gary Vee and Jordan Peterson, and I don't know, there's like a few more people.
Wow.
Somebody suggested that I do like what's it called, like a fundraiser, and I should go. But I just can't. I know. I just feel so bad paying that amount of money to them.
I know. When I went to Rachel's Rise conference, I felt guilty about giving her more money. I was like, this is important to do, but I also don't want to fund her life anymore.
Yeah.
But, I don't know.
How much was that, by the way?
$250 for virtual. It was going to be like 1,000 in person, but I wasn't that dedicated.
Jesus. Yeah.
So Heidi's was the most. I think Heidi's was the most overpriced, because her sus was $1,100 for regular, and then like $3,500 for like almost $4,000 for the VIP, and you got like nothing. At least here you're going to a resort. Hers was like in a Arizona event space. Like, come on. She just really wanted that profit. And also, did you see that Heidi's got a new mastermind that's $4,000?
Jesus. I feel like they must start with the discounts. Like, at this point, like, it's not cool anymore. You know what I mean? Actually, I was gonna take my, oh my God, what? Oh no, she doesn't listen. I was gonna take my sister as a gift. Basically there is, you know how you get the Dragon's Den? Do you know what that is?
Oh yeah, it's like Shark Tank.
Yeah.
Yes.
So in the UK it's called the Dragon's Den, and we have a version of that in Romania, but it's something with like the lions, whatever. And anyway, it's a Romanian word. But basically there is a lion who's a woman, and she is hosting an event, like a sort of like women entrepreneur event.
Okay.
And that's something like 50 pounds to go to this event.
Just 50 or 150?
No, like 50.
Okay, that's reasonable-ish.
And she's a dragon, I guess. Like, she's like a millionaire, and she's like actively looking to invest in things. So you're paying it here, like £50 to go to an event with a dragon.
Yeah.
And that is also for like women entrepreneurs and networking and whatnot. And Gary Vee comes here and it's 400 euros.
Yeah. And he'll say, like, well, it wasn't me that I'm not making you pay. It's the event hired me to bring, me on.
Sure.
So I'm not selling you anything. It's like, okay, Gary, that's like, yeah, a very convoluted way to say that you're charging people for your presence, which is what he does.
Yeah, it's awful. And I don't think that a lot of people would go because that's not the kind, it's just, it shows they don't know the market. It shows they don't know where they're going and they're just willing to go anywhere and take anyone's money. But like, it's not the kind of place where you can charge that kind of money because people are not like, even for people who are okay, that is a lot of money for an event. Like, it's not, you know what I mean? It's more like this dragon charging like £50. Granted, it might be just because it's the first time she's doing it. So maybe, let's say she does another one and it's a bit more expensive, but that person is Romanian and lives here and knows, and she's like charging something that people can actually afford and can go. And I really hope that nobody goes to that thing with like Gary Vee. Seriously, I hope. I'm gonna follow them on Instagram to see if people
he
are
does
going.
pull a crowd. I will say he's got people that like worship at his altar. I don't know. I used to be into him. I saw him live once in Orlando. It was him and Tony. I think I told this story before, and it was like $50. And I took off work to go because I was like, I hate my job. I need to like be in a better headspace. And I went and watched them, and I just kind of didn't feel better, obviously. And I didn't wait around for Tony because they have a thing where if you leave the event space, you can't get back. And then so Gary was in the morning, Tony was in the evening, and if you left, you couldn't come back in because they have all these scammers in between trying to sell you timeshares and such. That's why it was so cheap, because the people actually paying the high price were the scammers who are paying Gary and Tony for the floor time to be able to pitch their dumbass, pyramid schemes to you for 4 hours.
Yeah.
So.
And another thing I find really strange is like Romanians, we have a language. We have Romanian here. English,
second language.
The new, my age type people will speak English, but not to the extent where they would be willing to pay like that much money to go to an event, and like it's all in I just feel like it's such a strange like thing. I don't know. I did consider briefly being like, oh, maybe that person is right and I should like start a fundraiser and go, but I just can't.
I think you should. I support you. I would like to watch the video. That's why I want to watch it. So, what do you think? Emily Moore says, do you guys consider masterminds to be scammy? They blew up in my industry a few years ago and they were thousands of dollars. I haven't seen as many the last few years, but I thought they were crazy. I think they're scammy for the most part because, no matter what it is, it's hard to learn anything in a short, like 2 days, 3 days. I mean, a conference, if it's in an industry that you're in, might be good for connections, networking, but like masterminds, especially about subjects that you're not actually in yet, you're just learning them. No, I don't think it's worth it.
Do you mean like those masterminds that are like always advertised on videos with like Shonda Rhimes and I don't know, big celebs from the film industry or something?
Oh, you're thinking of Masterclass.
Oh yeah, okay,
that's okay. I think that's like pre-recorded videos.
But those are videos, and I suppose you can watch as many times as you like once you get in. But
a mastermind is like paying to get close to somebody that might be sort of famous. I thought like the way Heidi sells it, like, oh, we're gonna have a mastermind, and it's gonna be 30 people who are my closest devotees, and I'll be there. It's $4,000, but you get to like be in my cult basically. That's what it sounds like to me.
Right. No, those are not okay.
Yeah, but I could see like maybe if it was like if you're an environmental engineer and you want to go and be in some sort of smaller group with like people who are at the high top end of that, maybe. But I just feel like it's kind of scammy on the people's part to like make that be a money thing. You know, like, oh, money, if you can afford enough money, then you can come and like be it like this prestigious thing. I don't think that makes any sense.
No, and it's definitely like a way to involve you more and more in that world. And then before you know it, a year later, you've just spent like 10 grand on stuff.
I got pitched on one. Remember that guy I told you about that I had maybe I was telling someone else. I might have been telling B. Haney on her channel about I hired at one point. I'm so embarrassed. I'm sorry. I have to just be honest. I hired, because I had my life coach, right? And we traded services. So she gave me life coaching and I did video production for her. And then during that time, I hired online like a video production coach. So someone who would help me learn how to run a business for video production. It was such a scam. It was $100 a month just to get him to like respond to my texts basically. And then he never answered with anything that was interesting. But he pitched me on going to a mastermind for $2,000 just to go, not to stay, not the transportation. And it was going to be like in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and it was going to be with me and other new people. I'm like, why do I want to meet other people who don't know how to run a business? Like, how is that going to help me? And I considered it though. I was like, well, you know, I was working full time at the time, and I was like, well, you know, I could afford it. Like, it's not that much. $2,000, I could justify that. Instead of going on vacation, I could like do this for my career future, you know, whatever. And then my now fiance, my boyfriend at the time, talked me out of it. He was like, are you nuts? And I was like, yeah, okay, you're right.
You got off easy, you know, because I just interviewed someone, and that video will come at some point, probably next week, if I manage to get it out next week, on my channel. And they were in a similar situation, and they are an artist, and they wanted to start a business doing art. And basically they did B school from Marie Forleo, but also they had a coach who was supposed to help them with the business of being an artist. And this coach cost them this coach cost them, I think she said like at least $1,000 a month. And
it's about right.
I've just given it away. It cost them I think more. I'm not sure. I have to review the footage, but basically it was something between like 1,000 and 1,500 a month.
Wow.
And
That's a
this
lot.
person just literally spent, I don't even know, like she said something like 20K or something like that on that coach.
Yeah.
And so I guess you got off easy with that. But that's the thing I'm trying to say. Like, it's not even that the first thing or the first few things are expensive or whatever, because most of the times they have a free thing. They have a free newsletter or something, but it's just that they kind of get you in. For some reason, these are really well linked together, all of these things. And once you kind of start watching one of them, and let's say you like them, and most people like Marie Forleo with B School, for example, it's just like inevitable that you're not gonna also like the others because they keep on pushing them and stuff. And just somehow they manage to get people to pay, even when people don't have money, and especially when people don't have money. And it's like just enraging to me.
Well, because they promise, they hold these carrots and go, look, I was in your position. I didn't believe in it either, and I did it. And then now I'm famous and rich, and like, I'll help you. Like, you don't even have to like even do what I did. I'm gonna make it 10 times easier for you. And then it's like all like, oh, just believe in yourself. Like, that's the whole message, because you can't force someone to be successful ever. And I just
and they will never like even tell people how to do anything, because then if they do, that person is not gonna buy the next thing. So it's constantly like going to be in the next thing. Like the
Always.
secret is
Yeah.
always in the next thing, and it's always like the next thing just never appears. What did I just see? $20,000 there.
Okay, so Emily Moore said that she was talking about Jenna Kutcher's mastermind and how it was like 30 grand or something. So I got curious and I just Googled it, and now you can go to Jenna Kutcher's mastermind for $20,000.
How did we not know this for the video on her? It's my bad because I was doing the research. Jesus, that's a lot of money.
We're putting her up here with Dave and 18 stinking dollars, Dave, and I'm a hippie, Rachel. She's moving
I
up.
wonder if anyone
Sorry.
pays that.
Yeah, I bet they do. There's got to be somebody.
But that's a lot of money.
Think about like if you were.
That's a deposit for a house.
Yeah, I know. But like if you okay, let's say you had money, you had 20 grand, and you were gonna buy a house. But someone on the internet convinces you psychologically that you don't believe in yourself unless you take a risk on yourself. And if you
I
don't
would
believe,
take the risk of buying the house.
Me too. But I was also depressed in a mindset of like, I need to get out of this depression. And I was looking at Gary Vee, Tony Robbins, Rachel Hollis, all these people for inspiration to try to get me out of this hole that I felt in. And if they had told me like, look, if you could just come up with this money. And if you read freaking Jen Sincero, that's just her whole book. Her whole book is about, she found $80,000 and put it towards a mastermind. And that's why she's successful. That's what she attributes her success to. So if you listen to her, it's like, okay, well, I just need to take a chance on myself. That's why I'm not succeeding, because I haven't spent 80 grand yet to prove to myself that I can do this. Crazy.
That is insane. You guys, if you're depressed and you want to prove something to yourself, join our Patreons.
Yeah.
They're way cheaper.
Send us a super chat and we'll read it on.
Send us a super chat. Join our Patreon.
God.
We don't have a Patreon for Cringe-Fluencers. Should we get a Patreon for Cringe-Fluencers? Or should we get the join thing? What do you guys think? I think the join...
Yeah.
What would you do, Kayla? Would you get a join or Patreon for Cringe-Fluencers?
I don't know. I need to sit down. We need to have another team meeting and talk about all these options, because I don't know. I feel like I have a Patreon for Kia's World, and I don't feel like I'm being a good steward of the platform, because I don't use it that much. I'm so happy that people support me there, but I don't feel like I'm giving them enough for paying extra for stuff. So I've been thinking about doing the membership for YouTube so that people can at least get the emojis and the emotes, so that when we have live streams, you can stand out and be like, okay, you have these extra bonus features, which would be awesome. So I'm thinking about that, but again, I don't know. I feel like overwhelmed a little bit by how many options there are and how much I'm not doing for my followers, because I do appreciate them so much, but I have to be honest again, I haven't been as on it as I should be.
I do like 2 videos a month on Patreon, but to be honest, sometimes it's hard because it is kind of like a lot. But I figured I had several tiers, and then I got rid of all the tiers and I left only one tier because I felt awkward about giving some patrons some content and the other patrons a different type of, like it felt weird. I'm like, if you join my Patreon, you should be able to access all my Patreon content, and that seems more natural to me. But I've also thought about like opening the join feature, because there's other people who have asked and they don't want to go to a different platform. They would rather just stay on YouTube, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's something that I've considered, but I haven't done it yet. And I need to I would need to design like stickers and stuff. I don't know how to do that, but I'll figure it out. I'll design. Oh my God, let's design stickers with like the Tony Robbins face and the Natasha face and stuff like that.
Maybe we should make a magnetic thing. We should do like a magnetic pyramid, and you can put your own chart together.
Yeah,
I like it.
We can we can do the thing, and when you like say something in the chat, if you remember, it just like pops up with like Tony's head as like a quote from Tony Robbins or something. I think that would be fun.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool. I don't know. I need to like re-examine, because I was doing both. I still am working and also doing YouTube, but I want to do YouTube more. This is where I find the most excitement and fun in my day, in my life. So it's like I want to fully commit. I just haven't yet. So now I'm like, okay, how can I make it so that I'm not gonna be homeless myself and on, you know, manifesting my Louboutin bags from the bins, because I'm actually homeless because I can't afford anything.
Yeah, same. I feel like it's hard, you guys, at the level that we are at right now with YouTube. It's not like a lot of cash. We're not getting enough cash to even pay the bills or anything. So
no,
it's all from savings.
Yeah, it's from working on the side, basically.
Yeah, from working on other things, from, in my case, in the past. So yeah, but I have been asked about the join thing, and anyway, you guys, I'm just like, I don't even know why I brought it up. I guess like once we get to like 3 hours and a half, like we're getting like really off rails. But I guess it's like a long, I don't know if long term, but it's not an immediate thing. So don't, and nobody get excited about this just yet. Just
leave us alone.
Just wash your face with some cold water if you're too excited about the join feature, because I don't even know how to design stickers.
That's funny. Oh my god.
What do you guys think? This was amazing research, Kayla, today.
All I did that was from Emily, and I think Emily, I don't know, I know you said you have a link, but I don't think the links come through my program, so I don't see it. But what should I can search it, because she said that she found more with Jenna about that there's 26
Oh,
people.
Emily, I saw the comment about 26 people taking that. That's insanity.
That's
to
crazy.
me. 26 people signed up for the mastermind.
Allegedly. So 26.
That is 20K.
Times 20,000. That's $500,000. 520,000.
And I want 20 patrons, and it's only $10. I can't.
You're actually saving $20,000 for listening to this Cringe-Fluencers podcast as opposed to joining Jenna Kutcher's mastermind. So
now,
who's providing
the
value?
Thing is, sometimes I do feel like they are a bit like the people we criticize. I sometimes do feel like they are slightly genius, because they have found a way to make it work and to make it work. But I think the problem I have with it is that they lack any sort of ethics. They would just do anything and take money from anyone, whether they can afford it or not. They, like Jenna, will take 20 grand from, I don't know that if that person can afford to pay that.
That's a better thing, because then you can use that as your marketing. Like, this person couldn't afford it and they still did. That's how good my class is.
Yeah. And it's like, it's just so sad to me, but I guess that's what it takes to make money, huh?
The less shame you have, the better. Like, if you can withstand having any sort of personal crisis, like, then you're good. Because I feel like Rachel Hollis should have left so much longer ago, but she still remains because she's got no shame. And same with Heidi, and same with all of them. They just have no shame, and if you don't care what people say about you, then you're good. That's the key to success.
Yeah, and somebody is saying, the undercover Misha says, "Cam, you're doing it wrong." Yeah, I'm not manifesting right. Like, I need a coach.
I know.
I need a manifesting Natasha.
I was gonna say Natasha's available. I think she's got time.
Yeah, she's wide available. Anything you would like, she can provide.
God. Okay, so this is from Emily. Emily is the goat of this podcast at the end, or podcast, this stream. this is from her. She sent me the link on Instagram. It's from 2018, what Jenna Kutcher's mastermind is really like. So this is a fairly large group. So these people either paid 20 grand up front or are paying $2,000 for a year for 12 months, which is obviously $24,000. So if you can't pay like a deposit or upfront fee, you have to pay $4 grand more to join. Okay. So it looks very diverse. Just kidding. Very diverse group of white women.
Yeah.
Very on brand for Jenna. Okay.
Pretty much like Jenna's Instagram.
Yeah. Okay. Well, she said it kind of worked.
Yeah,
maybe?
I will admit, you guys, I do not wake up at 4 a.m.
No. I agree. Okay. She's saying that online courses worked for a while, but she wanted something else. She did Amy Porterfield's calligraphy summit and did Jenna Kutcher's this girl must have a lot of money to spend.
Calligraphy summit?
Yeah, it says
what?
The modern
Sorry,
calligraphy
they learn
summit.
How to,
I guess
to
that's
write?
different. I don't know. Well, I guess this person's got some sort of like business related to that. I don't know. Okay, I remember having a fight with my family. Okay, this is always a red flag. I remember having a fight with my family, trying to get them all to chip in to send me to Truvial during one particular tight time, telling them it would have great ROI because I'd make great friends and the other gals there, and then they'd all hire me and then I could totally pay them back. Oh me, I have to laugh at myself. Less than a year later, I was invited to speak there, which was kind of surreal. And there must be some cosmic lesson there that I don't have time to parse out yet. Okay, I can't tell. She went to Jenna's mastermind in 2015. She met Jenna in 2015 at Bani Bakhtari's Illume retreat. Okay, so this person met Jenna at a different retreat. I started the week with no clue who Jenna was and left it feeling really intrigued by this warm human being. That was pretty much it for our interactions for a while. Shortly after Illume, Jenna launched the Photo Lab, which was an incredible experience that laid the foundation for marketing I still do today. She was sweet enough to reach back out to me a few times via Facebook Messenger, but I really figured that was it. She is a busy gal, and I'm just a tiny pipsqueak in my little corner over there. What I love so much about her is that she didn't give up. She kept me and the conversation we had at Illume in mind, and she reached back out with me about her mastermind at the worst possible. Of course, she's trying to sell you $20,000. It's in her best interest to keep you in mind.
Yeah.
Okay, she has no idea of this, and I'm glad. Okay, I made some changes. I feel bad for this woman.
No idea of what? She has no idea of what?
Huh?
You just read that she has no idea of what. What does she mean?
Oh, that she was in a really bad position at the time when she spent 20 grand on Jenna's thing, maybe.
I don't know what that means, a bad position, because if you can afford 20 grand,
maybe she couldn't.
Maybe
she took out a loan. Maybe she took out a loan or something.
No.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Let's read on. Let's read on. Okay. Let's see. We're back to Jenna Kutcher from last week. We're re-upping our investigation into her right now.
We'll take this segment out and put it as a separate thing, talking about the retreat.
Good idea. We'll add that. Yeah, we were doing our highlights, which I think I've been doing fairly well, so we'll keep doing it. Okay. All right, I made some changes in 2017 that put me in a spot with my business I wasn't happy about. I had been following too many people for too long and tried too many different things. My audience was so confused. As a result, by August last year, I was desperate to regain any sense of traction and forward momentum. I hired many not cheap contractors, like several thousands each, to help me grow. And it was just at this time, after I'd made some really scary investments, that Jenna reached out with the opportunity to join her mastermind. Guys, I was so freaking scared for 4 reasons. Number 1, dude, this is Jenna Kutcher. The contract shop is not as successful as her business. I guess that's her business. The contract shop is not as successful as her business. How could I ever live up to her shop? She would see the inside of my business. Could I ever live up to her expectations? 2, holy stromboli, how was I going to afford this? I was still in a very high-priced mastermind that I wasn't getting much out of, and now I was going to layer another one on top after I had just made all those scary investments they, the collective internet, they told me to make to get to the next level. 3, what if I was disappointed? I invested in influencers before and felt like their offerings fell flat. Would I have had unrealistic expectations? Would I get everything I invested back out of it? And 4, some of the stuff she mentioned we'd be learning about was stuff I had already going on in my business, like building a team. Would I be too advanced and feel held back? Okay. All right, how these things turned out one by one. I still don't think Jenna has expectations of me as long as I'm living my mission by supporting others and impacting as many people in a positive way. In fact, before her mastermind, I had gotten so singularly focused on creating products that sold that I forgot about my mission and forgot about how I might be impacting someone's life. So thankful for her ability not to judge where I was at and seamlessly blah, blah, blah. Okay, it's in her best interest not to piss you off. Number 2, I did have to cut back. I wish I could have some ethereal law of attraction chick who is like, OMG, I needed $1,000. And guess what? I magically got a $1,000 check from the IRS for my tax refund. But that didn't happen. I had to make some cuts, which included team members. Okay, so she fired people, probably. Marketing expenses and launch tools, which was extra scary as I made these cuts going into Black Friday. So far, though, it's turned out for the best. Okay, what's the polar opposite of disappointed? That's what I am. I'll explain more below in the retreat experience. Okay, whatever. She went to Waco. This is a lot to read. My God. Oh, they're all laughing hysterically.
Oh, man. I cannot believe this.
So I guess she was happy about it, I suppose. I don't know. Jenna's
this is
mom
shocking
was
that
there?
she's even.
God. Okay.
Sorry. I think
good.
there's a delay again. This is shocking that she feels like. Okay, so first of all, she's the one paying like so much money to go to this mastermind, and she feels like, oh my God, Jenna is just giving me an opportunity, and I don't want to like disappoint Jenna, and I'm so glad she doesn't have these expectations from me. It's like. What? No, she doesn't care. She just wants people to pay.
Because it's the parasocial relationship. Because I don't know about Jenna necessarily compared to others, but like if you were to, like Heidi's like, I love you guys. You guys are my best friends. Come be my friend in Arizona. Like, I don't know if Jenna's saying that, like, come be my friend. I'll coach you. I'll help you grow. And it's like, oh, I know she knows me. She's talking to me. This is someone I can trust. And Jenna, in reality, has no idea who you are or care. All she cares about is you got 20 grand in your hand to give to her.
Wow. Yeah.
These people are
It's
not your
insanity.
friends. Yeah.
No, and they
Sad.
don't care. That's why she's not disappointed, because she doesn't care. Because as long as you're fine, as you're not fine, sorry, as you're not like constantly doubting yourself, then she can continue to sell you these things.
Yeah. And I see Emily said Black Friday weekend 2020, she claims she made over $90,000. That's the person who wrote the blog, I guess, about this. However, you got to think about it. Like, that's amazing, 90,000. But if you spent 20,000 on Jenna's retreat, okay, now you're at 70,000. She's already in another mastermind. She said she spent thousands of dollars on like employees and stuff. I want to know how much profit you're actually making, because it doesn't seem
It's like 90 grand on Black Friday in one weekend.
Yeah,
That's
that's
insanity.
pretty good. I don't know what she makes or what she does.
What does she do? Work with the Magnolia Silos. What is that?
I think that's from where I think that's like in Waco, Texas.
Oh man.
So she makes like legal templates or something? Okay, good. Oh God, $700. Jeez. Well, maybe this is good. I don't know. This is like a regular person. I shouldn't snark on her too much, but contracts for calligraphers, coaches and consultants, entrepreneurs, graphic and web designers, photographers, wedding professionals. So, okay, is she a lawyer? I guess I'm assuming. Hope so.
Yeah, legal templates.
That's kind of cool, I guess. I feel bad that she had to go through all that stuff though to make it successful. But whatever. If it works for you, it works for you. That's good.
Yeah, I guess, as long as you take something from it, it's not completely lost. But still, it's just,
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like these retreats never really provide the value that they
I don't
charge.
think so. I agree. And, she's got a YouTube presence, but not much traction. But who knows? I don't know. Seems like a lot. 20 grand's a lot for a hope and a wish and a dream,
Well, hopes are, important.
Hopes and dreams.
I still have some hope.
Hoping and a wishing and a praying.
Yeah.
and
Oh,
a
did you
hoping.
see this comment?
Owner of Magnolia? But Magnolia
No.
what?
From Scout Hunter Spaceman. Say hey. KHH recently noted that she says, but also too frequently, who's been watching.
Oh, she says also. And she also says, what else did she say in that? She says so too much. Which I also say so too much, too.
Yeah, but she might have been watching us.
Yeah, she's not. Well, she definitely saw something I did because she blocked me, so. Someone saw something.
Yeah, no, her team. It's not her fault.
She owns this place, Magnolia Silo. She owns like a bakery, Jenna Kutcher.
Really? No way.
That's what Cat Sam says. Is that what you're saying? Cattle Sam?
No way. No, I don't think so. Because she would advertise the hell out of that.
Everyone lives
You
in
don't
Texas,
think?
apparently. Oh, Joanna Gaines' store in Texas. Okay, because they're from Waco. Okay, I knew that. That's the couple that makes the renovations or whatever.
Oh, that's something I would like to do. That's my dream business.
Renovate houses?
Yeah, like really old traditional stuff.
Ah, like this old house from PBS.
Yeah, except I don't know how to do anything. So I would just
I have the
hire
perfect
people
thing for
everything.
you. The perfect thing for you. I'm starting a mastermind. It's called Learn How to Renovate Your House. It's only $20,000 up front or $100,000 per month. I'll teach you everything.
No, it's okay. Can I speak on stage as an expert?
Yeah, that's fine. I have there's
Great.
no restrictions at all.
Yeah, and you have no expectations from me because I don't want to disappoint you.
Okay. Good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Oh,
Yeah.
man. Well, this is a record long episode. I have to. It's like
That's true.
3 hours 50 minutes. Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going crazy over here. I'm like, woo.
The accents are
I don't
coming
know what
out.
we've been talking about for the last hour and a half.
First they doubt you, then you change the world,
And then you go to prison.
and then you go to jail. Well, no. In her case, it was first they doubt you, then you change the world, then you get pregnant, then you give birth, then you go to jail. That was the case.
You guys didn't miss the first two, First they doubt you. Those are the important ones.
That's
Yeah, she
important.
may not be in prison, but it's okay. You leave. Your dad has a lot of money. It's fine.
Yeah.
They're fine.
It's fine. If you're born rich, you got nothing to worry about. Just remember that.
Exactly.
Just remember that.
Yeah.
And if you're not, well, just panic every day. That'll help better.
Totally. Okay.
All
We
right.
should probably wrap it up. Thank you everybody for being here. Don't worry, the
Toodles.
highlights will be coming, and this time it's on me. So I'll be
Yay!
editing the highlights, and Kia will
chilling.
take a rest. And yeah, so thank you for being here with us. This was a crazy story. I swear to God, I did not expect all of that.
Yep. And we're going to do follow-ups, I'm sure. I might do something on my channel eventually, too, because she's too juicy. There's so much there that we didn't even talk about, so there's a lot to dive into. So stay tuned. Subscribe to our channel individually and this channel. And
our Patreons, if you will, if you want more content.
And our masterminds and our
we don't. Yeah, someday you guys will do a mastermind. Would be like how to, I have the perfect mastermind. It's like how to scam millions of followers.
I like it.
I think
I don't know how
I think
to
you
do
guys
that,
will
but-
learn a lot. I think I'm gonna have Natasha come on and do a little bit. You know, I might ask Grant Cardone to drop by, Gary V, a little word of wisdom into how to scam people. And it will not be 20 grand, you guys. I will give it to you discounted. It will only be like 15,000
grand.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm down. You've convinced me.
But I will
ready.
do it by a lake, and it will be really chill. We'll have prosecco. We'll have like, you know, all of the drugs. It's fine.
Perfect.
Yeah,
I love
totally.
it. And No Name says it best. We're sending love and light to everybody.
Love and light. Love and light.
Love
Thank
and
you
light.
all.
Peace out.